All right, we should be streaming. Hey, everybody. This is a new technology I'm trying to get used to here. All right, hope you guys are doing great. If you see me, welcome, welcome. We are going to be getting started momentarily here. Let me just make sure that we are loud and clear for everybody. I can see you guys' comments. My goodness, we've got almost 500 people live in the room here. So what we're going to do, Charity, do you guys see me? Okay, Dana, everybody, you guys see me? Give me a quick response here. Okay, hey. What's up, Julian, Phyllis, everybody? Okay, great. Looks like we're live. Cool. All right, you guys. So real quick, we're not gonna take too much time. All of you know what's cooking. All of you guys know what has been, cooking. And so what I would like to do right now is, without taking way too much time here, we're gonna get straight into it. So what we're doing is we are, I'm very excited, right? For the first time ever, in the history of the 4%, which has been been around for, for a little bit, right? But we're gaining momentum like never before, and we have the challenge, which is absolutely sweeping the world with success after success after success. We've got this ecosystem of the 4% that's building and getting stronger and getting, more sophisticated, and everything is integrating, synergistically into it. Everything is dynamic. It's just phenomenal things that we got going on over here. And so I've been telling you about this addition that we're bringing into the 4%, which is going to take everybody. It's going to take, I believe, first and foremost, your life, right? Your fun, your entertainment, your travel, your lifestyle to a whole other level. And in addition to that, it will take your income to another level, and it will not deviate, or it will not take away from what you're doing anyways. And so what we're going to do is, we're going to talk about that tonight, right? And some of you had an opportunity to already, get yourself set up with that. And so what we're doing is we are literally aligning with a $1 billion company that has been around for well over a decade. They did over $1 billion in a multi-trillion-dollar industry, okay, which is travel. But this is just scraping the surface. We're going to talk about the vision here. We're going to talk about the direction. We're going to talk about our ecosystem, how that connects with the ecosystem of the World Ventures, which is a company that we're bringing into the 4%, how it's going to affect you, how it will benefit you, what it means for you, for your family, for your business, for your income. We're going to talk about residuals. We're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about lifestyle. We're going to cover a lot of stuff. And I do have two very, very special guests that I'll be bringing on. These guys are, I just met them, not that long ago, but, when you meet phenomenal people, you tend to become friends really, really quickly, and so these guys are just like that. So I can't wait to introduce them to you. So we got a packed, webinar here tonight. So if you are, watching this, whenever you're watching this, if you're watching this as a replay, or if you're with us live, please, for your sake, pay very, very close attention. At least take a look at what's going on, and think as an entrepreneur here. Think where this can go for your business, because this is going to change the game for everybody. It's going to elevate everybody. So not that long ago, right? I was, I'm a firm believer in, when you have a big vision about something, whether it's your business, whether it's, like when I was, when we started 4%, group not that long ago, my goodness, now I look back, it's been a couple years already. We had a vision to empower entrepreneur, right? To build an entrepreneur, and help them become independent, help them, really create the life that they really deserve, and so that they can recreate it doing whatever it is that they want to do. And the vision was big, right? And I'm a firm believer that, when you have a big vision, you got to watch out for those ideas. You got to be, you got to be mindful, or you have to kind of like pay attention to the people that you meet, and this is a little side note for you as well, watching this, on your journey to success, on your journey as a 4%er, pay attention. If you have a goal, right? Hopefully you're going through the challenge, you know what I'm talking about, your goal card, what it is that you want to achieve. We talk about these hunches, we talk about these ideas, we talk about these circumstances that you might find yourself in. Maybe you meet somebody who introduces you to somebody who introduces you to somebody, and that somebody, right, might give you an idea that revolutionizes your business and takes you closer, all right, or helps you reach your end destination, which is your goal. Well, that something similar kind of happened to me not that long ago, right? I got, I got invited to this secret mastermind, this secret meeting. This one guy, he's like, hey, dude, you got to go to Dallas and you got to check out this company called World Ventures. I'm like, well, it's a travel company, man. I'm not really, I know those, I've heard about the travel companies and, typically it's like just garbage, man, pure garbage. I'm not interested. I got my vision. 4% is my baby. We're building this. This is my legacy project. I don't want to get myself distracted with anything else. I've been offered as much as $3 million sign-up bonus for, one of the MLM companies previously. They would, they offered to pay me so that I would come on board some kind of gaming MLM to promote their stuff. I did not resonate with it. So it's not about the money for me. It's about building my vision, right? It's about leaving my legacy. And that's what the 4% is all about. So I'm not really interested in, in anything like that. But, and then this guy is like, well, just go check it out. Just go and check it out. Literally like a day's notice, maybe 3-day notice or something like that. And I say to myself, you know what the heck, I'm just going to go. So I fly out to Dallas, Texas, right? And I walk in the room and I walk into this building, huge, giant building, right? World Ventures building. And I'm like, okay, well, great. Looks great. And so they have these plaques, top 100, direct sales companies in the world. And this company, I think, is like number 25 or something, somewhere in the 20s. And I look at the revenue, like a year ago, they did like $670 million. And then like last year, they did like 920 something $1,000, almost $1 billion, right? In sales. So I'm like, well, this looks good. And then I walk into a meeting room, right? Where, there's owners of the company. Well, actually, before we got to meet the owners of the company, I got to meet the company's top producers, Jeff Bolt and Troy Brown. By the way, I have them here with me as special guests. You guys will meet them in just a second. The same people I met. I'm kind of like this, right? So I walk into the company. I'm like, hey, I've got my vision to build. 4% is my legacy project. I'm not really looking to anything additional. I don't know, but I want to check it out, right? Be open-minded. So I'm just kind of like sitting this neutral, just kind of listening. 30 minutes into into the meeting and just kind of observing what's going on in the room. There was about 10 people in the room. I'm like, you know what? We're doing it. Okay, we're doing it. We're going to align with this company. Sometimes, you know good when you see it sometimes, right? And sometimes when you resonate with something or somebody in your heart of hearts, you just know it's the right thing. And so I look at that. I'm like, okay, people are working their butts off, right? People work at jobs, people work at businesses, people build businesses. And for one reason, they want to have a better lifestyle for themselves, for their families, right? And so here, this company is doing what people aspire to have, right? And this is their product. And the way that their product is delivered, I haven't seen anything like that before. And so there was one, about, maybe, 30 minutes into it or so, the first hour, right? I got to see a little video. And as soon as I saw that video, I'm like, this is it. It's kind of solidified. So what I'd like to do right now, you guys, we're going to get straight into this. Okay. You might be brand new to the 4%. You might be somebody who has been with us since the beginning. Okay. Here's how we're going to structure this for the rest of this webinar. Okay. I'm going to play you the same video that I have seen. Okay. It's a presentation by Troy Brown, just kind of explaining what I've seen. Okay. I want to be completely transparent with you. Here's the thing that I say to people, right? When I meet people, I'm like, dude, we don't really need anything else. We've got a great, phenomenal ecosystem with the 4%. Okay. We're teaching people how to become great, how to create the good life that they really want. Okay. So what's good is being able to help you create the good life that you want, right? What's even better? Well, and even better is when you can go out there and you can help somebody else create the good life that they want, right? Kind of spread your ripple, because it's that intangible that really makes you feel good about yourself, about the work that you do. What's even better, right, is being able to enjoy the good life that we create for ourselves. And what's even better than that is being able to collectively, as a group of people, like-minded visionaries, right? Like-minded people, entrepreneurs, friends, is to go out there and experience, right, the awesome lifestyle that everybody wants, and being able to do that, right, for huge mega discounts. So when I'm looking at that, I'm like, okay, people are doing this kind of stuff anyways, and being able to help people, right, check off their bucket list, items on their bucket list. I want to go to Italy. I want to go to South Africa Safari. I want to go to this place and this place. For people who have their bucket list, right? So if you have a bucket list, how would you like to be able to check off your bucket list, right? Travel to those destinations without, right, spending a crazy amounts of money on it. So being, on the perhaps same income that you are right now, but being able to travel without expending your budget, right? And so when I saw that, I'm like, this is a complete no-brainer. And the way we're going to bring it into the ecosystem of the 4%, you guys will talk about it towards the end of this webinar, end of this meeting. Please pay very, very close attention. You haven't seen anything like this. And then we're going to tell you exactly what, how we're going to do this and how it's going to be structured. We're going to talk about a little bit about obviously we're going to talk a lot about the product, the compensation plan, the emergence of the ecosystem, the alliance, and how it actually benefits you first and foremost, and then the entire team, and then the entire 4% group as a whole. Okay, so are you guys ready? Let me know in the comments here real quick. All right, Lee, what's up? Dagmar, Luna, all right, everybody's here. Okay, great. So what I'll do is, without further ado, let me go ahead and share my screen with you all. All right, and I'm gonna play that right away, and then we're gonna talk about it. I want you guys to see what I saw, okay, that made me make a decision on the spot. And I'm very glad that I did that, okay? And you will see it for yourself. Let me go ahead and do a screen share real quick here. Okay, I'm gonna do a screen share. Let me know if you guys can see this. Okay, you all can see this? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna probably go ahead and I'm going to hide my video. Okay, how do I hide my video here? Stop sharing screen. All right, I'm gonna hide my video. I'm gonna stop my video, you guys, and I'm gonna play this for you. Take a look at this, and I'll be right back with you. We'll talk about it.
On here with us today. I know you're taking time out of your busy schedule, so I won't take a lot of time of your schedule. I just want to kind of run some things by you. Whoever invited you here, they want you to see this idea, and let me tell you again why I'm here and why I'm doing this. Again, my name's Troy Brown. I'm from Oklahoma, and I got involved with this thing that you're getting ready to see. I saw for the first time about 12 years ago. And what happened was I just got a call out of the blue from a friend of mine that I hadn't talked to in a long time. And he called me and he said something like this to me when he called 12 years ago. He said, "Hey, Troy, I got something you've got to see." And I said something like this back: "No." And I wasn't trying to be a jerk, but I kind of was. And, I kind of blew him off that first time. But here's why I blew him off, because I was like a lot of you. The reason I said no to an ideal that I didn't even know what the ideal was because I was too busy to look at anything in my mind. In my mind, I just didn't have time to do anything else. It didn't matter what it was. And the reason I was so busy, as Max kind of alluded to in the introduction, what I did for a living is I had an anesthesia practice. And, I love doing anesthesia. And if you go look up incomes in the United States right now, top incomes in the world, the anesthesia is at the top in the United States, at least right now, top income in the world. And so that's in the United States. And so that's what I did for a living. And I love doing anesthesia. It was a good profession, good money, all those kind of things. But the problem was I was that typical professional time broke guy. And I was working 80 to 100 hours a week, just didn't have any time, making lots of money. But I'll ask you this: what good is money if you have no time? And when my friend called and said, "Hey, I got something you got to see," I blew him off and I hung up. And luckily for me, the phone rang about 20 minutes later. It was him again. And the second time he talked to me, he wasn't quite as polite as the first time. He kind of got after me a little bit and said, let me get this right. You can't even take 20 minutes to talk to me. You don't even know what it is. And I said, "You're right. You come by and we'll talk." So he came by and started talking about this ideal 12 years ago. By the way, this ideal is 12 years old. So this was brand new back then. And he walked in this little cafe that I met him in. I said, "I got 20 minutes. That's it." And he walked in and he started to talk to me about this ideal of travel. But it wasn't just travel. It was a new way of travel. He kept talking about this new way, and he had found this company, and he had found this people that had found this new way of traveling. But when he said travel, I don't know about you, but sometimes what I do is I start getting mind pictures in my mind about what somebody's talking about when they say certain words or phrases. And when he said the word travel, it's not the word I heard. When he said travel, what I heard was timeshare. And to be quite frank with you, I didn't want anything to do with the timeshare. I'd done it before. For me, it wasn't a good experience, and I didn't want to do it again. So he said travel. I heard timeshare, and I kind of shut him off right there in that 20-minute meeting. I quit listening. I was pretending to listen, but I wasn't listening. You know, I know that happens to other people besides me sometimes, but that's what happened that day. And so he started talking travel, and he started talking specifically new way of travel. And he said this company and their idea, they were going to be like the Sam's and Costco of travel. And what he meant by that was they were going to get these members of this travel club, and they were going to take those members and they were going to leverage those members. Just like Sam's and Costco. Sam's and Costco have over 120 million members. And when they go buy something at Sam's and Costco, the way they get it cheaper than most people, other places, is they leverage us, the members, and they go buy in bulk. And if they're buying paper or pens or whatever, I'm here at my desk, I'm just looking around. Whatever they're buying, they go leverage us, and they go buy 10 warehouses of pens. They buy 10 warehouses of paper, drive the price down, and then they pass the savings on to their members so that their members will do something specific for them. Their members, if they get a better price, they will tell other people they know it's cheaper across the street over here at Sam's or Costco. And that's the way they've got 120 million members. It's a proven model. It works. And so he said, we're going to do that in the travel space. And so he said, we're going to be members, and as members, we can go on these things called dream trips. And he started telling me about these dream trips. And he said, as a member, we could go all over the world, do all these special kind of trips. We'd go on cruises and all-inclusives and golf trips and spa trips and pretty much sporting events, whatever you want. And he said, because you're a member, you're going to get a better price and you're going to get a better experience. And he started showing me some of those dream trips right then, 12 years ago. And he started telling me about dream trips, and he'd write one down on his piece of paper, and he'd tell me all about it. And it looked great. And then he would say, if you're a member, here's your price. And it was an unbelievable price, way better than retail. And it was awesome. And I would kind of do something like this. Ooh, that's awesome. But I wasn't really listening. I was just pretending, right? And he did that 4 or 5 times. I listened to him. And at the end of it, he asked me a question. He said, Troy, you're going to go on a vacation this year, aren't you? And you know what my answer was? No. I didn't go last year, and I didn't go the year before that. Now, I'll ask you guys, you didn't even know me, but 12 years ago, do you think I wasn't going on vacation just because I hated vacation? No, I wasn't going on vacation because I didn't have the time to go on vacation. And some of you are just like that, but there's other people out here listening that maybe you do have time, but you may not have the money. And then there's some of you that you don't have either time or money, and that really sucks. But let me ask you a question. If time and money weren't a problem, do you want to see more of the world God created for us? And the answer is yes. And when I said, no, I'm not going on vacation, he said to me, well, let's say you did. Let's just say you did. Would you rather pay wholesale or retail? And I said, that's a stupid question. Everybody'd rather pay wholesale. But then I got really real with my friend. I said, let me tell you my problem. And I pointed to his piece of paper where he was writing all this down. And I said to my friend that day, 12 years ago, I don't believe those prices. I know you're not lying to me, but this is brand new, right? And he goes, yeah. I said, have you ever been on one of these dream trips? He said, no. I said, do you know anybody that's been on a dream trip? He said, no. I said, man, that's the problem. You're going to go because I've kind of done this stuff before. Remember the timeshare stuff? I've kind of done this stuff before, and you're going to get there, and there's going to be hidden prices. They're going to upcharge you and all this stuff, and they're going to do it, and there's going to be hidden agendas, and you don't want to do this. And I tried to talk my friend out of this 12 years ago. But when I got done trying to talk him out of it, he just was really calm. I thought he was going to really fight me on this. But he just said this, you know what? That's real. What you're saying is real. I don't know. It's brand new. I've never been on one. I don't know anybody that's been on. But here's what my friend said. He said, Troy, get in the travel club with me. Let's go on one of these dream trips together. And let's take our families. And if it doesn't work, we'll both quit. And I said, you can quit? Because in the timeshare industry, you can't quit. You're in a contract you can't get. I said, you can quit? And he goes, yeah. Then I said, okay, what's it cost to get involved in your little travel club? And he picked up my phone, and he said, you can get in for the less of the cost of this phone. Again, if you've ever done a timeshare, you know that's not anywhere close to the cost. And I said, that's the cost? He goes, yeah. And I pulled out my wallet, I pulled out my credit card, and I handed him my credit card, and I said, put me in right now. You know what my friend did when I handed him the credit card? Something like this. He goes, really? You're in? I said, yeah, man, put me in. And he put me in the club. And I'd love to tell you I got in that day because I understood what was going on, but I didn't understand, did I? Because I wasn't even listening. I'd love to tell you I knew that I got in that day because I knew I could read into the future and I could see what was going to happen. You want to know what happened 12 years later? Just last year, This company just in 1 year did right at $1 billion in revenue. 1 year. Okay, that's what happened last year. Now, I didn't know that. That's not why I got in. I'd love to tell you I got in because I knew they were going to hit the Inc. 5000 in this company. They did that. Not only the Inc. 5000, but top 15%. But I didn't know that either. That's not why I got in. I'd love to tell you I knew they were going to hit all these major awards given in travel, but that's not why I got in. Here's why I got in. I got in to get my friend off my back. See, it was less than the cost of this phone. I'd spent that on a golf club the week before. My wife had spent that on shoes. And you want to know something about that? Neither one of us asked the other one for permission. See, it was a purchase we could do without asking at least a few $100. Now, if it's a few thousand, tens of thousands, okay, maybe we need to discuss it. But for that, I got in. And I got in, and then when I got in, he gave me my website and said, you're part of the club and all that kind of stuff. I said, that's awesome. And I said, I got to go. My 20 minutes is up. And I went to the OR, and I didn't think about this again that day. But then I had to go home. And when I got home, my wife asked me about it. She said, hey, what did he want? I said, oh, he wanted me to get involved in this travel club thing. She said, did you do it? I said, yeah, I did it. And I started walking up. She goes, well, this means we're finally going to go on vacation. She hadn't been in years. I said, I don't know. She goes, well, how do you know where you can go? And I'm like, I had no clue. I wasn't listening. But I got this website. And she said, well, I'm going to go check it out. And I went and changed. And while I was changing, you know what my wife did? She booked one of these dream trips without me knowing. And we go. So I'm kind of mad about that because I didn't get in to go on a trip. I didn't think it'd work. But we go. And you want to know what happened on that first trip? Exactly what my friend said would happen. See, he said we'd spend less. I've been to that resort before that we went to. I paid 1/3 of what I paid the first time. 1/3. Same kind of room, same amount of days, all that kind of stuff. But then he said, when I get there, I'm going to have a better time. I didn't understand what that meant, but when I got there, I had a host. When I got there, I got extras thrown in. I got to swim with the dolphins. I didn't get that the first time. And it was all at 1/3 of the price of the first time. And then I met people like you that were there too. You didn't know why you were there. You were in this new club too. And it created this culture. See, that's where this thing really has got. It's created a culture. So this whole new way, I had the greatest time I've ever had. It was unbelievable. I met people like you. And then on Friday, I quit having fun. You know why? Because I had to go back to work. And I knew it. On Monday, I'm going back to work. And don't Mondays after vacation suck? But I went back to work on Monday. I go into the OR. I got the first patient of the day. I'm putting them to sleep. There's 10 or 12 people in the OR. And here's what changed everything for me. Just like you, when you go on vacation, in that OR that day, somebody that I worked with asked me this question. Hey, Troy, how was your vacation? They always ask, don't they? And I started telling them, and I told them all this stuff, and it all went through me. I was showing them pictures. I was telling them how great it was. And then when I got done telling them how great it was, I said, you're not going to believe what I paid for this. And when I said that, every head in the room turned my way because they're nosy, just like your friend. They want to know what I paid. And I said the price of this trip, and they were like, how'd you do that? They didn't believe it. And I said, this travel club, this thing, I didn't even know the name at this point. And then, I don't know about where you work, but where I've always worked, there's always at least one know-it-all. And in that room that day, know-it-all nurse. Know-it-all nurse says this to me. She goes, wait a minute. You got all that stuff and everything, all the swimming with the dolphins, the golf and all that stuff. And that's the price you paid? And there wasn't any upcharges or anything like that? And I said, no, I could have left my wallet home because I didn't bring it out again. It was everything, food, taxes, fees, everything. She said, oh, but you had to sit through one of those things all week, didn't you? I'm like, no. In fact, this host lady said, if there were any distractions, let me know because she wanted it to be a peak life experience. She said, really? And I said, yeah. And then the magic words started coming out of that OR that day. See, people started asking me, well, hey, can we get that kind of price on that kind of trip too if we do that? And I was like, yeah, come on. I didn't really know if they could or not. I was just so excited. I was like, yeah, come on. You know what happened? 7 people in that OR got in that day. Now, this is very important if you're here for the first time. Why did 7 people get in? Was it because I was so good at explaining this whole deal? I didn't even know the name. I didn't know what it was all about. Was it because I'm a travel expert and I can just sell travel so well? No, that sure wasn't it. Here's why 7 people got in. Because travel is an inherent yes. If you don't believe me, if you got kids, do we have to convince your kids they want to go to Disney World? The answer is no. See, travel, the world's a book, and most of us are reading one page over and over again, aren't we? But if you could, would you want to see more of the world God created for you? And the answer is yes. It's an inherent yes. So I got in. So let's talk about this new way real quick. This is what got me started. See, when I got excited about it, I started telling other people about the new way. My friends, my family, hey, this was incredible. And they got in and they went on trips and they started telling people. But here's why we got excited, because in the old way of travel, if I was going to Disney World, I'm staying, by the way, all these dream trips, we did over 6,000 last year. The places we stay are 4- and 5-star type places, not just places where they keep the lights on. So if we're going to Orlando, let's stay at the Gaylord Palms. Let's have an experience, a great place. And so if you did that and you're going online, I bet this is the way you do the old way. You go to Expedia, Orbitz, Cheap Tickets, Hotwires, Hotel.com, whatever it is, looking for the best price. Well, the best price on this trip when we did it was $282 a night online. For 2 people, for 3 days, that'd be $846. Hopper passes, 2 people, $310. Breakfast every day, $240. Transportation, $100. For 2 people, if you're the best online shopper, you would have got this for around $1,500. But if you became a club member with us, and remember, we're the Sam's and Costco, we're driving the price down and passing the savings on to you, our member, where instead of 2 people paying $1,500 total, in our club for this exact same trip, Gaylord, Hopper Passes, breakfast, our people paid $538 for 2 people. That's a pretty big savings. So if you're here for the first time, just answer this. Would you, if this was real, now I know some of you are skeptical, and so was I, but if this is real, would you rather pay $1,500 or $538? Now, I know the answer is $538, but you're like me, I was skeptical. I said to my friend, I don't believe that price. Well, that was 12 years ago. Here's the difference in now and then. We are now 12 years old. We don't advertise, and the only way people go is if their friends go on a trip and it works and they refer their friends. And so would anybody refer their friend if that didn't work? We did $1 billion last year. We're only inked 5,000. So can we all agree that those 6,000 trips plus last year worked? Because what I usually do at this point is just show you trip after trip after trip. But I don't want to do that right now. Know that our foundation as this company is still the dream trips, and it's still the travel, but it's working, and we did $1 billion. So what I want to do, that was phase 1, where we did stress-free vacations on your current budget. We've done it for 12 years in 35 markets around the world, and we did over 6,000 trips now last year. Now, that was phase 1. I want to talk about phase 2, because what we've done in this company, we have a founder that's like always wants to go forward. And so we're going to keep phase 1, the $1 billion platform, but we're going to add to it some other platforms and create phase 2. See, what happened in the beginning, a lot of my buddies, when this started, I said, get in, and they didn't get in for the same reason I didn't think I was going to get in, because it was new and they didn't have time, and they missed phase 1. Well, now we're going into phase 2. Those same people are saying, I want to be in, because they understood what happened in the last 12 years. Well, here's the good thing. You can still capitalize on phase 1 and phase 2 now. So let's talk about phase 2. See, in phase 2, we're a lot like, just to correlate this, it's kind of like Apple computers, the story of Apple computers. You know, Steve Jobs started Apple back in the 80s, and it was floundering, and he was kind of a visionary, and some of the people he worked with thought he was crazy. Well, somewhere along the way, he started talking about things more than computers. He knew he was the computer company, but he knew it was more. He started talking about this ecosystem and all this stuff. And you know what happened over time? They fired him from his own company. They fired Steve Jobs from his own company, but they brought him back in the 90s. And in 1997, they brought him back to save the company. And in 1998, he came out with a new computer, and it was called the iMac. See, they had the Apple I, Apple II before that, all that stuff. But he kept talking about this ecosystem, and he named the new one the iMac. Now, he was excited about the computer, but he was more excited about the I of the iMac because it represented the ecosystem. And so he said, we got to have an ecosystem to drive this company to the place we want it to be. It's more than computers. So in 2001, he made it more than computers. He came out with the second part of the ecosystem. He came out with iTunes and the iPod. Now, follow me here. The people that didn't own a computer at all, not an iMac, any kind of computer, a lot of them went out and bought the iPod and the iTunes so that they could have a jukebox in their pocket and listen to music all the time. 100 songs in their pocket. That's what they said in 2001. Think about where that's gone, right? Well, now what happened is those people that bought the iPod and used the iTunes, they started buying the computer because they're all correlated really well. So they started getting greater sales of the base product, which was computer, from the release of the next part of the ecosystem. But see, he said that's just back and forth. We got to have an ecosystem that goes around. So in 2007, he came out with the iPhone. Now, most of you on this webinar, you have an iPhone. The ones that don't have an iPhone, you have something that looks just like it. But in 2007, nobody had anything look like this. They had a flip phone. They had phones with buttons. This phone has no buttons. And the expert said, hey, nobody wants a phone without buttons. I don't want a phone that does all this other stuff. But see, Steve Jobs was a visionary. And he said, yeah, they do. Well, he was right. They were wrong. You know what happened to the iPhone. It became one of the greatest inventions of all time. And here's the thing. When you get an iPhone today, if you get a brand new one today, before it'll work, you got to do something to the iPhone. You got to download their app called iTunes to set it all up. So now, let's say you have an iPhone in 2007 and you don't have an iPod and you don't have a computer, but you get an iPhone and now you have to download the iTunes. Now you're in the ecosystem. You getting this? So the ecosystem was a big play. And what happened is in 2007, that iPhone started driving sales back in a crazy way to the base product of the iMac. So here we are now in an ecosystem that the iMac drives sales that way and this drives sales that way. And it's now let me prove it to you. If you're out there listening to today, how many of you have at least one Apple product of any kind? Okay, now answer this. How many have two? How many have three? How many have four? Hey, put your hand up again if you have Beats by Dr. Dre and you forgot it's an Apple product. Yeah, they're big, and it's the ecosystem. Why do I tell you this story? Because in 2005, I met a guy named Wayne. Wayne's the founder of this company that started this idea, and he came up with Dream Trips that I showed you and told you about. And Wayne told us all, a bunch of us, about this idea. We got excited, but see, Wayne's a visionary too, and he started talking about an ecosystem as well. And he said, and we kind of said, Wayne, you're crazy, man. This is working. The state of the trips, and we are. We're always going to be the Dream Trip company. But he said it's bigger than that. And in 2013, he came out with the second part of our ecosystem. See, what Wayne said is, I want the best prices on the trips. I want people to have the best experience, but I also want them to be able to earn their vacations to drive the price down lower and lower and lower, and sometimes even to zero. So that's what he's done. He created this cloud in the sky called Earn Vacations, and stuff you do every day is going to earn you points, and 1 point equals $1. It's in the cloud, and it's going to rain Dream Trips on you because you're going to drive the price even down further from the already lowest price. So here, how do you earn points? Well, when you join. When you become a member, the money you spend to become a member, 100% of them go into your cloud. So you get all the dollars back, okay? When you share it with somebody you know, you're going to earn points for that too. When you go shop at 4,000 retailers that we do business with and you buy something, pick anything that you buy from them, you earn points there. And then now, a new part of it, when you go eat out, when you go eat at a restaurant, you're going to earn points. So all that stuff, that dining is brand new. Think about how many people you know that dine. So now you're earning points, and 1 point equals $1, and you can drive those prices on those Dream Trips back down. But see, let me tell you something. With that, with all that phase 2 stuff came a problem, and we need a solution. See, let me tell you what the problem is. How do you track all the points? Because remember, you go out and eat, you earn points. So you understand we're in 35 markets around the world. So somebody in Hong Kong is eating right now. Somebody in Athens, Greece is eating. Somebody in London is eating. Somebody in Florida right now is eating. How do they track these points? Well, we came up with this idea called the Smart Card, the Fly Card. And there it is right there. And so that card, it kind of looks like a credit card, which it does function like a credit card, but it does way more than that. See, every time we do something within, that card is going to be the tracker of the ecosystem. And this is in beta form right now. Our members have it. We'll be releasing it to the world here soon. But right now, our members only have it to help us work out everything we need in it. So when I go eat right now, I'm going to earn points. So that will track it. So here's a restaurant I went to in my hometown. I went and had Cajun food here. I spent $30 and I got 15 points back. That's $15 basically. And it says my total points are 2,340. So I can use that to drive the prices down on Dream Trip. Okay. Now, that's what's going on. Let me show you the card, just some function of it. Here it is. It's not just a card, it's a computer. So you got to turn a computer on, right? So you rub that chip and it comes on. Did you see the LED screen? Just change that light blink. It has a security code. You got to put a code into it, so it's ultra secure. And when you put that in, you can put multiple cards up. You can choose which card of yours you want to use. Look at all these cards that are in there. So now you can take all your cards, put it into one, and when you use it, you can get points. Okay? Well, Troy, I already get points on my Visa card. Well, me too. I'm getting points on the Visa and the Cloud. You get how I'm double dipping here? So how do you put those in? How do you put the cards in your new card, in your smart card? We give you a thing that looks like a hockey puck. You put your new smart card on one side. You take your old card and you swipe it on the other. And watch that LED screen. When you do that, it loads all that. Now that information is in the card. Everything is in there. This is a very, very high-tech deal. How do I charge the card? The same hockey puck. Takes about 20 minutes to charge it. It'll last a long, long, long time. Okay, so you stick it in there and you charge. So what we got here, remember, is a computer. It's cutting-edge technology that we have, and we're beta testing it. So you're in the start of phase 2. We did $1 billion without this. We did $1 billion. Do you think that this might drive some more sales? Just like Apple, just like the iPhone. Okay, so what it is it's ultra secure, ultra convenient, ultra smart. It runs off our app. It's waterproof. It has beacon technology, and you earn points. Okay, now why do I tell you all this? Because if you get a smart card, remember, there's people in the very near future that aren't in the club, but they might want a smart card. Well, we're going to let outside people have a smart card. They can buy it from you. You'll earn commission off of that as well. But when they buy it, we're just like the iPhone. When they buy it, to set their smart card up, they got to download our app. It's called Dream Trips app. Now, they go in the Dream Trips app to load all the information in with that hockey puck and everything. It all correlates with Bluetooth. And when they go in to do that, you think with an app called Dream Trips, they might see a Dream Trip back there. So they're loading cards and they're not in the club. But when they go in there, they're going to see a Dream Trip. But they're going to see it at retail price. So they're going to see this island in Spain, for example. 2 people can go for 6 nights for $1,000, and they can use points too because they're getting points when they buy that card. So they get 120 points. So they get 120 points off of the $999. So they're really going on that trip for $880. They go to book it, but right before they book it, they see another button there that says exclusive member pricing. Do you think you might know somebody nosy enough to click that button? So they click that button, and when they click it, guess what they're going to see? The exact same trip at member prices. So instead of $999, it's $769. Instead of 120 points, they can use 300 points. So instead of $880, they're paying $469. Let me ask you again, $880 or $469? Which would you take? So they say, well, I want the $469 price, so they go to book it over there. And when they book it, guess what it's going to do? Oh, sorry, you're not a member. But if you'd like to be a member, click this button, and now they become the member. Did you see how the card just switched it and became the ecosystem that drove sales back to the base product of Dream Trip? See, we did $1 billion without this. What are we going to do with it? Because, see, this card is a marketing machine, man. I'm telling you. So what has happened with that card, it's driving sales back the other way, and now we got the same looking ecosystem that Apple did. Apple's the largest company in the world. It's the most recognized brand on the world. They didn't do it with just computers. We won't do it with just travel. It's our base product, just like computers, but see, the ecosystem's a bigger deal. But here's another problem. To this point, those points, all you could do was use those points to drive prices of Dream Trips down. And let me tell you the problem. People start getting all these points, but they run out of vacation time because a lot of people have jobs with only 2 or 3 weeks vacation. So let's say you've used all your vacation, but you've got points left. What are you going to do? Well, now, see, our company, when there's a problem, we come up with a solution. Not only can you drive Dream Trips down now, but you can drive Dream Trips rewards down. What does that mean? We have other stuff that you can use these points on as well. We can use trips, but now let's say you want to go, you're not going on a Dream Trip, but you need a hotel to stay somewhere. You need something like that. You want to shop, buy some merchandise. You want wine. Let's look at like some hotels. You're going somewhere for a weekend. Let's say you're going to Miami. Here's Expedia prices on the left. You see them, $279, $323, $373. Same exact hotels, same dates. With this program to the right, you can see the prices. Instead of $279, $141. Instead of $323, $187. Instead of $373, $231. Same hotel, same day, same everything. We can use points to drive it even down more. Here's New York. You can see the same thing. The prices over there, better prices. This is a brand new program that just came out last week. Just came out last week. So we're making the value of the membership go up and up and up all the time. Here's Las Vegas. Expedia on the left, rewards on the right. You can see the prices difference there. Let's say you're going out of the country. You're going to Paris, France, going out of the United States. Expedia on the left, us on the right. Here's Dubai. Expedia on the left, us on the right. All the prices, you can see that. Well, what if you need some merchandise? Let's go shopping for some merchandise. You want to buy something. Let's say you want some luggage to go on some of those trips. Here's some Tumi luggage. You can see the market price over to the left at $495. If you want to know that's for sure the price, go click those links that take you outside of our site, and it shows you that price at Nordstrom's and luggage.com and all these stuff. Well, our price, when you click those, our price though is $344. That's a savings of $151 for you. Well, I need some golf clubs. I'm going on a trip and here's some ladies clubs. My wife needs some new clubs, so that's why I picked this. $600. Our price, $458 on the rewards program. Using these points to drive it down. Invicta watch. The price, regular price in the market, you can go see where it's at. Overstock.com, $126. Our price, $69. Well, you want to listen to some music on a JBL portable speaker, $300. Market price. Our price, $209. How about this? You've done some shopping, but now you need a drink. You want some wine? Well, you can go get wine. We got lots of wine. Here's a cab, a semi-cab, $75. Our price. You can see our price, $60. Guys, this is hot. This is brand new. We did $1 billion without this as well. What are we going to do with it? And it's all being tracked by the card in phase 2 with the ecosystem. You see how big this is? Now, of everything I've told you, of the ecosystem, and how it all works, and the card, and how smart it is. You want to know the greatest thing about the card? This is the greatest thing. It blinks. See, when you turn this thing on and you pay for it at a restaurant, pay for your merchandise at a store or a restaurant, and you hand that blinking card to somebody, they always take it and look at it, and they ask you this question: what is this? And then you tell them you're in beta testing with a company that's come out with this new smart card. And you tell them all about it. And before you leave, they're going to ask you this: how do I get one? It happens. See, this is a great marketing tool. Not only does it track our systems, it's a great marketing tool. And it makes it easier for you to share the idea with other people. We did $1 billion without this. Now, right now, the only people that have the card and that kind of stuff are people that are Dream Trips members. So that's who's got it right now. But soon, very soon, the card can go to the United States. And then soon, right after that, it goes to the world. And I know I heard people from Africa, I heard people from Europe, I heard people from Asia on here. It's coming to everybody. But to have it right now, you got to be a member. We have 3 memberships. We have the standard, the gold, the platinum. Now, the gold and the platinum are the only place you can get the cards and the rewards points. The standard is only trips. That's it. That one's $130, one-time fee of $130 and $30 a month. But remember, it all goes into the cloud. The gold is $255 and $55 a month. It all goes into the cloud. And the platinum is $400 and $100 a month. All goes into that cloud. No matter which one you pick, the standard, the gold, the platinum, the money goes in the cloud. You get to use it again. So it really, if you think about it, it's not really costing you anything to get in. You get to use it again on merchandise, on trips, on whatever. Okay? Well, Troy, this all looks good, but I don't need another monthly payment. Well, let's get rid of that monthly payment. If you share this idea with 4 people and they get involved, your monthly payment goes away. Get 4, pay no more. You want to hear something really cool? Let's say you're a platinum. You're supposed to pay $100 a month, but you get 4, so you're not paying it. The company still puts that $100 a month in your cloud, and at the end of the year, you got $1,200 sitting there. You want to know something else? On the rewards program, you can use those every month. You don't have to wait till the end of the year on that for the rewards program. Now, if you become a member, then you're a customer. You're called a customer. You're that purple circle there. You're a purple people. Okay? And that's what we've done $1 billion with. But we have another group of people we did $1 billion with, the people that wanted to make money off of everything that goes on inside that purple circle. Those are the blue people. They're called reps. So you can be a customer or a rep, or you see how they overlap? You can be both. So the reps earn money off of what goes on in the purple circle. So that's where we've done $1 billion. But if you listened really close and you heard the card and you heard me say there's going to be a new community of people that we introduce here, they're not members. They're not reps. It's a new community called the citizens, the pink people. Now look at this graph. Which is bigger, the blue, the purple, or the pink? The pink. We did $1 billion without the pink, and we're getting ready to introduce them to this deal, and it's going to explode. It's getting ready to go viral. It's already gone viral, but you're seeing it before the big thing happens. The citizens are coming. It's getting ready to get big. So here's how we've made money at this point. Off of a sea of blue signs, that's our membership, and blinking lights. And when you refer this to somebody, you override. And when they refer, you override there. It's cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Are you getting this? So you tell somebody, you override. Oh, it's one of those things. Yeah, just like your job, it's called leverage. Somebody leverages you every day. In this deal, you get to be the leverager, not the leveragee. And so now you tell some people, remember I told you 7 people in the OR got in that day with me. Well, in this deal, those 7 people turned into hundreds of thousands of people. Guys, that's called leverage. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen to you, but it could. Now, here's the exciting thing. We got a new group of people we're making money off of, the hungry people. As the hungry people go eat with this card in our restaurants, all of a sudden, every time somebody eats, cha-ching, your phone's going to ding. And you're going to look and say, somebody just ate in Asia. Somebody just ate in Africa. Somebody just ate in Oklahoma. And I just overrode it. You see how big this is getting. Every time one of those dots show up, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. That's what happens here. And it's exciting. It's getting bigger and bigger all the time. And so if you're listening to this for the first time, let me ask you this. After you've seen the card, after you've seen all that, can you think of anybody that might want that card? That might want to get involved in the club? Well, if they want the card right now and they don't get in the club, they have to go on a list, and we'll put them on the list. They'll be one of the first ones to get the card. And they'll be in. If there's somebody you know that wants a card, but they'd like to get in before the wave of people and they want to make money off of it, or they want to get in before the wave gets here, they need to become a customer. But if there's somebody that wants a card, want to be a customer, and they want to make money, they need to be a rep. Here's how you become a rep. It's $120 one time and $20 a month. When you do that, you become in business with this company called World Ventures. This is who set it all up. We're based out of Dallas, Texas, Plano area. That's our office space. It's 100,000 square foot. We got 700 employees. We got offices in Asia and Europe and Africa, all 50 states. We're on the Inc. 5000. We did just under $1 billion last year. You've heard me say all that. And they do all that stuff for you. We're just going to do the fun stuff and tell people about it. So I want to bring some people on right now. I've told you about it. I want to bring some people on and let them tell their story. The first person I'm going to bring on is Catherine Strickland, and Catherine is out of Memphis, Tennessee. Her and her husband Courtney have got involved, and they've had a really good run here and just getting started. So I'm going to bring Catherine on. Catherine, are you there?
Thank you so much, Troy, for having me on. My name is Catherine Strickland. I'm 37 years old. I'm a registered nurse by trade. My husband and I, Courtney Strickland, we also owned a barbershop and an aftercare program. And when we got introduced to this concept, I loved what I saw, but all I could think of was how much we were working. Because, see, I was working as one of the nursing supervisors for the school district, and I also was working every other weekend at a rehab facility. My husband, he was working 12 hours a day at the barbershop. And then also we would leave there and go run our aftercare program from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. So I just could not imagine how we were going to get this thing done. How are we going to do this? How are we going to travel? And so what I was told was just use the 30-minute lunch breaks, the 15-minute breaks during the day, whatever small pockets of time I had to build this business. And that's exactly what I did. I would use my 30-minute breaks to tell my friends about the vacations. Send them the links just like you were sent this evening. And they loved it. And they started doing the same thing. So 5 years later, today, we've been in this company about 5 years. We've retired from our jobs. We've sold our barbershops. We've sold our aftercare programs. And this is all we do. We've taken well over 60 to 70 vacations within the last 5 years. And now we have our time back. And I'm excited about that. We're building the business. We're traveling the world. And we're spending more time with our friends and family. Thank you so much, World Ventures.
All right. Thank you, Catherine. I appreciate you coming on. And so I'm going to go another place here and bring on somebody else. This is a great friend of mine. He's out of Colorado. His name's Jeff Morrell. Jeff's been in for a little bit here. You have great things going on. So, Jeff, are you there?
Hey, Troy. Thanks for having us on the webinar. My wife, Lane, and I, we saw this idea a little over 8 years ago. Had a big real estate business in Colorado Springs. We were in the top 20 in town out of about 4,000 realtors and made a lot of money with that. I'm grateful for it. But I saw this. My biggest concern, I don't have time for it. I'm working 90 hours a week, 7 days a week, and I was tired of that. We had no life. And so we jumped in really more for the travel. Took our first trip with the company. It was a 5-day cruise, $380 total for my wife, my 2 kids, and I. We had a blast on the trip. Saved about $1,000 off Expedia's price. And I was sold on the trips. Came back from that trip, went into my real estate office the next day, and 5 realtors joined. because they wanted to take the trip. And, you know, that was the start of me doing the business. I never thought I'd be doing this, but about 3 years ago, we were able to walk away from our real estate, and this is all we do now full time. And it's been the biggest blessing of our lives. I mean, it's been huge. You know, we've been on 52 vacations in 51 months. Took our kids to Paris for spring break a couple years ago. My wife and I did London last year. We've been to Ireland twice. We went down to Guatemala, built a school down there with our kids, which was just a life-changing trip. Yeah, I thank God every day for this company. Thank you, World Ventures.
All right. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate you coming on out there in Colorado. And so I'm going to take it to another place here. This is a friend of mine. He and his wife, Ree, Tony Smith. He's a great guy. He's out of Alabama. He's kind of gloating right now. Alabama kind of did it again in the college football scene. So he's got a bigger smile than even that picture. So, Tony, are you there?
Thanks, Troy, for allowing me to pop on this call. Hey, guys, my name's Tony Smith. I'm 30 years old, and I saw this idea almost 5 years ago. At the time, me and my wife, we were both active duty military. I was on a deployment out in Africa, and she was out on a deployment in Afghanistan. And so for us, needless to say, we knew we need a vacation when we got back. So the vacation part of this was a no-brainer, but the business was our biggest hiccup because, one, we had never done anything like this before, and the military workload already put a strain on our marriage, and we didn't know if we'd have time for it. But thank God World Ventures had a system. We were able to plug right into it, and it taught us how to go out and create leverage and to collapse time frames. And now it allowed me to walk away from the military 11 years early and pursue this thing full time. And we've been on over 65 vacations now with this company. Thank you, World Ventures.
All right. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate you coming on out there. I know you're getting ready to travel out to San Diego, California, so have fun out there. One more. I'm going to bring one more on. This is a great buddy of mine, again, out in Tennessee. This guy, he's reached the top of the company, top level of the company. He's out in Tennessee, as I said, great friend of mine, Mr. Jonathan Gooch. Are you there, Gooch?
Hey, Troy, I'm here. Hey, guys, this is Jonathan Gooch. I saw this idea about 9 years ago when a gentleman walked in my restaurant and said, I've got something you've got to see. I was busy. I had those 2 restaurants that I owned, and I also was a pastor of a church. And I saw it for the vacation more than anything. Little did I know the economy would crash those restaurants. I would lose everything, and I would walk to my church on a Sunday morning, and they would tell me they didn't want me to be their pastor anymore. I didn't have an option. I had to do something, and I always say it was by the grace of God that World Ventures was there. I picked it up. I started sharing it with a few people, and now that few people have turned into thousands all over the world, and we get to travel and do things that I've always dreamed about. We've been able to hit the top rank of this company, and the lifestyle that we get to live because of the decision made and the efforts that we put in has been unbelievable. So thank you guys for getting on today. Thank you for allowing me to be on this call, Troy, and I look forward to seeing everybody on the beaches of the world.
All right. Thank you, Gooch. I appreciate you coming on. So I just want to wrap up here. You know, again, if you're looking for the first time, you got a couple of options here. Whoever brought you on, they'd love for you to be a member and go have fun with us and see the world and get all these other benefits of the membership. So we got 3 different memberships. We got the basic, the gold, or the platinum. I'll just be real with you. Pick the one that picks you. You know, probably the most popular one that's sold the most is the gold. But what happens is people get in, they see real quick that they want to upgrade to the platinum because of the other benefits there. And again, whoever brought you can give you more details on the benefits. But platinum is by far our greatest value. If you're going to travel, you're going to save the most money there. You're going to get more points off. You're going to do all that stuff. So whichever one fits you, though. And if you want to make money off this idea, then you need to become a rep. So remember, you can do one without the other, or you can do both. But that's how this works. So before I get off, I just want you to know, get back with whoever brought you. They'll get you, they'll give you an income disclosure statement, that whole deal. And also, I'll give you one other thing. If you want to hear some other success stories and people that are just like you, dial this number, 301-689-4111. But again, I'll just say this to you. If this fits you, don't wait, because there's other people. The person who invited you, they're going to have some other people. Get in, position yourself. The very best position is now. Whenever it is, now's the best position. We'd love to have you with us. And I hope someday that I'm on a trip and you come up to me and said, hey, I was on that webinar that day, and some of you are iced in out east and in the Midwest. I know that. But I hope someday you come up and say, hey, I was on that webinar. I heard you say it, and I got in, and then we're going to be on a trip together. I hope to see you on the beaches of the world. I'm going to turn it back to you, Max. Thanks for having me on, man. This was awesome.
Let me get back on here. All right, you guys see me? Changed a little bit of a thing. Hey, Paul, can you move these lights out a little bit? Move these lights. Okay. you guys can hear me? Yeah, good. Who's in, man? Right. So what I want to do right now, you guys, is I want to talk about. We're gonna take this to another level. Pull further out. Okay, further and that way. Okay, there you go. Perfect. And then move this guy a little bit out as well. I want to make sure that that we get this thing nice and okay. That's good. That's good, you guys. Thank you. Cool. All right. So what I want to do right now, you guys, I'm about to bring on the man himself, Troy Brown, who you just heard from. He is number one income earner with his buddy Jeff Bolt as well. They're both here. I'm going to bring him on here in just a moment. Okay. We're going to talk a lot about the details, right? A lot about all this stuff, but I want to map out the ecosystem. Okay. You guys getting this? How many of you guys are pumped right now? We're about 1,000, it looks like between the members area and the YouTube, we're about 1,000 people or so. You're on. Okay, you're on. Okay, I'm on. Okay, in for life. Okay, Theodore, you guys are pumped. Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, I want to cover several things that are very, very important. Okay. I want to talk about the ecosystem. Okay. Before I do that, though, let me introduce to you guys these two stallions right here. They're legends in their respective industry. In World Ventures, they are #1 producers, okay, in World Ventures, okay, company wide, and Mr. Troy Brown and Jeff Bolt. Are you guys here?
I'm here, Vic. Can you hear me? Okay, this is Troy.
Awesome, Troy. I can hear you just fine, man. Thank you guys for hanging out here, and welcome to the 4% platform. We're just the people are pumped. Everybody's.
Well, we're honored to be on here, and I hope everybody enjoyed that webinar. That's a webinar we did not too long ago, and so Vic asked to use that. And guys, that's what we do. It's a pretty simple deal, and just to let you know, and I kind of put it up behind me here so you guys could see it. That presentation is right there in a system that we've got put together that anybody can use. It's a free system. It's called Chillin' Worldwide. We have an app, so that presentation's there. There's other presentations there as well. All kinds of stuff that we've got set up so people can be successful. And, we met Vic wasn't too long ago. And like I heard Vic say this earlier, sometimes you just run into people that you feel like there's a bond there and there's something that's going to be special there. And I really, really believe it's going to be special. You heard me talk about it in that video. I had an anesthesia practice, loved doing anesthesia, but I was time broke. I love not having to do anesthesia more. And so I've been retired from anesthesia for 10 years. I retired at the age of 44 because of this idea. We've made 7 figures pretty much every year since then. And most of it's residual. And so, but the great thing is we're not having to convince somebody that they want to do something that they don't want to do. We don't have a drink that they have to convince themselves they like or this or that. We have travel. We either have it at a better price or we don't, and we have a better experience or we don't. And I think the success speaks for itself. We did right at $1 billion last year, our 12th year in business, and it's just been phenomenal. And another side note is I've got to do it with one of my best buddies in the world, my best buddy in the world. We met in college playing college football, and so I'll turn it over to him, my buddy Jeff Bolt. Jeff, are you there?
Absolutely. What a great job. I watched that video again, Vic, and I'm ready to sign up again. I mean, as I sit here and watch how to shop, dine, travel, earn, have fun. I mean, wow, I got chill bumps. It's, it's like, I hate the word no-brainer, guys, but I really feel this is a no-brainer. And it's just a pleasure to be working with Vic and to learn about the 4% and how you guys operate. My story is, I ran an insurance agency here in Oklahoma for about 20 years. My wife was one of the top realtors, but like a lot of people you heard in the testimonies, we were time broke. We were stressed out, got introduced to the idea, and it just made sense. And, we just started sharing it with people because we were in for leveraged income in the insurance business, but it was always battling every year trying to keep that business. Here, it's just been totally fun to be able to share this idea and be able to make residual income. Fast forward now 12 years because Troy and I made a decision to go to work. I've now been on 175 vacations in about 10 years. The company, like Troy said, has paid us a ton of money, most of that residual. And so it's gave us freedom and the freedom to do what we want, when we want, with whoever we want. And I would just tell you tonight, guys, if you're seeing this for the first time, you know, Vic does big things. And as if you understand our comp plan with the binary, it means positioning, timing is everything. See, you have the opportunity to be first. Y'all are seeing this first. And so as we show this to you and you being first, it's all about positioning and timing, because when you lock a position, guess what? The next people that Vic brings in goes on your team. So we'll talk about that in just a moment, but this idea has been phenomenal. And the thing I would tell you, if you're looking for a home, if you're looking for, you know, a company that fits the criteria of company, product, timing, pay plan, right support tools and systems, leadership, legal, and culture, guess what? You found it. So thank you so much for having us on, Vic, and just so excited to be working with you.
Love it, you guys. So what I'd like to do, you guys, right now is I would like to do several things. Okay, so number one, I'm going to map out the ecosystem. Okay, so you guys know in 4% and of course Troy and you know and Jeff, we told we had a conversations and I told you guys how we're going to run this. We have our way of doing what we're doing, right? And we're kind of the I'm not going to be shy about it. I think I think what we've got cooking over here. You guys 4%ers, you know that we probably have the best thing going on the internet right now. Okay, it's incredible. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to map out the ecosystem for you guys. If I turn around to the board, my sound might not be the best, but you know what? I'm just streaming this from the laptop computer, which is totally fine. Hopefully you guys can see me. And we're going to banter back and forth. We're going to talk about overrides. We're going to talk about a little bit about the customers and then stability for income, all that stuff. Okay, so our thing, you guys, here is systems. Okay, so that's why McDonald's works every single time, right? When we launched out the 4%, we talked about systems. We say systems work, people fail. Okay, so World Ventures, think about it like this, right? They did $1 billion or just about $1 billion last year. I think that this year, do you guys think they'll probably cross it, right? They'll probably blow that out of the water.
No question.
Yeah. So they did that belly to belly, meaning one-on-one presentations, small group presentations, hotel meetings, talking to friends and family. It's great, and you guys have the best training. World Ventures has some of the best trainings that I have been exposed to or have seen out there. Incredible. Okay, we do things a little bit differently. Okay, we run on systems, and so the way that the 4% ecosystem, the way we're integrating this. Okay, I'm going to map this out for you. So what we got right now. Okay, we have what we have. This is, let's see how far I can go. I'm just going to map this out for you. Right, we've got the let's just say 4% over here. Okay. We've got the members area. Okay, this is the members area of the 4%. Troy, can you guys see this right side up, or is this like mirrored for you? We're good? Okay, good. Okay, so check this out. What we've got, right? We've got the challenge. Okay, you guys enjoying the challenge? All right, we've got the challenge over here. Okay, this is a central path that everybody goes through, right, Paul? Right? You guys enjoying the challenge? Yeah. Let me know in the comments if you're watching this live. If you're watching this recorded, obviously there are probably no comments there, but just pay attention here because I'm going to map out to you an ecosystem that you have not seen before, that does not exist anywhere on the internet or offline. Okay. So the challenge shows you how to become independent, how to become a grounded entrepreneur, right? How to create the good life you want. Guess what? What else do we have in the 4%? Okay. We've got our core products, okay? All right, we've got our core products here, which is Internet Traffic Mastery, which is eStage, which is your home on the internet, right? Now, hear me out very, very closely, you guys, yeah? So we've got that. We've got what? We've got the marketplace, okay? Where people can shop additional products, SEO mastery, Instagram products, all that good stuff, right? So we've got the marketplace going. This is optional stuff for people to do. Now we've got over here, right? We're now introducing, okay? Now we're introducing fun, all right? Fun and lifestyle, okay? Fun and lifestyle, okay? So check this out, okay? What's our focus here, right? Our focus is to create the good life. Okay, that's our message for the challenge. That's what the challenge. By the way, we have some really, really cool stuff coming out, you guys, right, from the 4%. A little bit later this week, and again, depending when you're watching this, if you're watching this as a replay, you probably already see this happening. But we have a new funnel coming out for the challenge, the core message here, we're not a business opportunity. We don't make income claims. We don't do any of that jazz, right? It's not, that's not our model here. Our model is to help a human being create the good life that they want, okay? And so there are certain things that we need. We need to be able to fund the good life. And so we need some of the money, right? Nothing wrong with having the money, nothing wrong with having a bunch of money, but let's do it in a way that delivers great value into the marketplace. So that's what the challenge is all about. Now, the challenge, okay, connects to the core products, okay? If you're in a 4%, if you're a promotional partner, okay, what happens is, right? You introduce somebody to the challenge, okay? Let's say that you introduced this person here, okay? They came into the challenge, through the challenge, and if you're a promotional partner, well, this person just entered the 4% ecosystem, okay? When they got through the challenge, or they're going through the challenge, there is what? There is additional tools, okay? Tools and, picks and shovels, all that stuff, the drill. So we've got the ClickFunnels here, we've got ClickMagick, we've got domains here, hosting, et cetera, okay? And you benefit from that, okay, as an ecosystem. This is your multiple streams of income. We believe in creating multiple streams of income and creating yourself a solid foundation. Guess what? When this guy over here purchased the core products, you make money here, right? You make money here. Now, people are making money, right? People are learning how to become independent. They're getting their e-stage. They're setting up their homes. So they're building their business on the platform of the 4%. Okay, great. If they want to, get into the marketplace, great. Now, when they get introduced, okay, at certain point in the challenge, okay, when people are ready for it, now we will be introducing, because if somebody's start to make money, what do people want, right? People work because they want to have more fun. Otherwise, why work, right? Why do you start a business? Because you want to create a better life. That's why I started, because I saw that guy was making it, and that guy was making it, and that guy was traveling, and this and this. Like, and if you think about it, what's going on like in the multiple or the multi-level marketing space right now, network marketing, like people don't necessarily post, hey, I just had this coffee, or I just had this potion put on myself, or I just did this. You know what I mean? Like the products that people typically sell. Right? I just bought this bar of soap and I just took a shower with it or something. Like people don't talk about it, but what do people talk about? People talk about, hey, I just took a vacation to Italy. I just took a vacation to, I just did a cruise with my family. And people post that kind of stuff without even, any income opportunity attached to it, right? That's like inherent to the human being. Like everybody wants that. So we're bringing that level, okay? It was not available, up until I came across World Ventures. Like we did not have, really a company that we can get behind with that, okay? Now check this out. When your person here, okay, that you introduce to the 4%, okay, gets introduced to fun and lifestyle, okay, this is where World Ventures, okay, this is where World Ventures comes into the picture, okay? Now we have our own ecosystem going on here, and when we help somebody become more financially independent, okay, through the challenge, through the core products, okay, they're going through the challenge, their focus is singular, right? We're not talking about here, dispersing our attention or dividing our attention and focusing on multiple things at the same time, because you get, if you cannot succeed with one thing, what makes you think that you're going to succeed with 5 things, right? People have this erroneous idea thinking that, multiple streams of income might have to work 5 jobs or 7 jobs. What we're talking about here is we're talking about doing what you are doing anyways, but you're getting paid from the tools, you're getting paid from any other products purchases, and you're getting paid from when your people, okay, get introduced to World Ventures over here. Now World Ventures ecosystem takes over, okay? All right, and they got travel, okay? They got dining, all right? They got, what else do they got, you guys? They got the marketplace, all right? And you guys saw the video here a moment ago, right? This ecosystem takes over, okay? And at the end of the day, everything is getting tracked to you if you referred this person into the 4% ecosystem. So what is happening here, okay? What's happening here is our core products. Check this out, okay? I'm about to show you guys, okay? Not only, okay, do we get to, by the way, we're talking with World Ventures about putting together a dream trip, for 4% members. So all of us, we're having events, right? And so companies having events and all that. Why not be able to go on an absolutely mind-blowing vacation, right? Or a get-together, okay? Maybe a cruise. We'll talk about it. So dream trips, okay, or World Ventures can power that for the entire 4%. So if you go to, and you book yourself a hotel, you might as well book a hotel through your personal search engine or the a booking engine, right? As a member of World Ventures, you save money just because you're a member. And if you have points, you can use those points to bring the price even lower, okay? So you're saving money right away. We haven't even talked about how do you not pay for your membership with World Ventures for that platinum level product. We're going to talk about it in just a moment here, okay? Through the ecosystem. But you benefit on the product side of things. But that when it comes to business side of things, you can have this guy right here, okay, come in from, let's say, this is Internet Traffic Mastery. We have a funnel here, okay? Maybe he comes in through this funnel. Maybe he comes in through eStage as a standalone funnel, okay? All these are standalone funnels will be here in the 4%, right? And they come into the ecosystem. Doesn't matter which doors, okay? Later on, we have a funnel for World Ventures directly, which is customer centric, okay? This is impossible for FTC to shut them down because they're not even talking about money. People, this is like a lifestyle product, right? Everybody aspires to have. So either way you enter, okay, or either way somebody enters, they enter into the 4% ecosystem. And then World Ventures has its own ecosystem, but it integrates within our ecosystem here, okay? Does that make sense? So I want to talk about, you guys see the bigger picture here, right? So how do we do that? Okay, how do we do that? Here is how, okay? As a member of the 4%, you guys right now, as we're rolling this out for the first time, okay, it says video choppy. Is video choppy? You okay? We're bringing this for the first time, okay, into the 4%. So you guys have right now an opportunity, right? If you resonate with this, if you like, what you saw here in the video by Troy in a minute, okay, you can get yourself your spot locked in with World Ventures and get yourself an account with them, okay? Now they have 3 different levels. They have the, silver, gold, and platinum level, okay? What I'm going to tell you guys, is that right, Troy?
Basic, gold, and platinum.
Basic, gold, and platinum, okay. So, people can obviously come in at any level they want. However, we run things a little bit differently, right? I'm a big systems guy, and so I'm thinking, okay, how do we get the most benefit, okay, for our, for everybody in the 4%, and how do we, what are the leverage points here that we can really utilize and monetize, right, to help our people benefit on the product and also benefit on, building yourself a very solid residual income and build yourself that stability within your business financially, okay? How do we do that? And so our expectation, you guys, will be, I'm just gonna tell you like this, our expectation will be, we're gonna focus on the platinum plan from the get-go. And the reason I say this is because if you have just 4 people that, that bought a product from you, let's say if you're a promotional partner in the 4%, or if you just have 4 people that you have introduced, okay, that purchase the membership with World Ventures through your link, okay, you do not have to pay your monthly membership fee to World Ventures. And Platinum, which is their highest level, it's like $100, that will be waived. We're going to talk a little bit about that in just a moment, okay? You do not have to pay that, but you still accumulate every month. You accumulate those points, and you accumulate from your team, okay? So what are we looking at here, right? So what we're looking at is on the front end, okay, if you're promoting, let's say 4% products, let's say if you wanted to promote Internet Traffic Mastery directly as a product, which will have a funnel for, or eStage or the challenge or anything like that, right? You're making money immediately as a promotional partner with 4%, okay, on the front end. You're doing the work anyways, okay? This year or next year, if you ever thought about traveling, well, now you can travel because you can get yourself an account with World Ventures and go and enjoy, the life that you really aspire to live, okay? Why don't you start enjoying it now? But people that have come through your funnels, either one of those funnels, now they're attached to you, and all you have to do Okay, as long as you have an account with World Ventures now, you just save your ID, or you save your link inside of our ecosystem. I'm about to show you how to do that in a minute. And then this entire system is dynamically tracking anybody that has ever come or ever enters the ecosystem through your link. Okay, whether it's for any of the products or the challenge or anything, okay, they get automatically tagged to you. So what happens here is you are doing what you're doing anyways, right? You're going through the challenge. You know, if you're promoting our products or not, it doesn't matter, right? You're doing what you're supposed to be doing anyways, but you're compiling and you're compounding your results and your effectiveness. Does that make sense, everybody? Cuba will be good to go. Let me take a look at some of the comments here. All right, somebody says, I want to go to Cuba. Okay, that's why I take a dream trip and get 4 signed up to you, no monthlies. Yep, so you have 4 people signed up, you have no monthlies. Okay, which is the way we're doing this. It basically eliminates, okay, the need for you to really go out there and spend extra money on marketing. We will have that opportunity later for people that want to promote specifically World Ventures, but what we'll do is we'll create funnels, okay? So we are all about funnels. So we'll have, let's say, an auto webinar funnel, okay, similar to this one, to where it will give you your specific link, okay, that you can promote and send people to this webinar funnel. But this will only be available to the members of the 4%, you guys, okay? And if anybody joins you, okay, they can get introduced to the 4%. They can learn about internet marketing here, or traffic generation through ITM, okay? And so when they get that, because they're coming through the 4% ecosystem, you get paid on that. If they want to get their E-stage, you get paid on that, and so forth and so on, right? What I want to talk about right now a little bit, you guys, is a couple things. Number one, what does it do for you on a business level? Okay, so we're all business people here. People want to talk about money and all that stuff. I do not and will not make any income claims whatsoever. We don't need that, right? So when you know that what you've got is very solid, right, and it's better than anything that's out there, okay, you don't need to harp about it, right? So I'm not going to make any income claims, any income guarantees or predictions, okay? We're all adults here, and you guys can see how you can make a lot of money here. I want to talk more about what, at the end of the day, what you're doing, okay? You can build yourself stable residual income. Troy and Jeff, maybe you guys can talk a little bit about that. Talk about the retention on the customer side, because I was blown away when I heard those numbers with World Ventures. What are you guys seeing out there, and really, what does that equal to residual income for representatives?
Yeah, so we've been in, as we said, we've been in for 12 years, and I wouldn't say that Jeff and I are experts in the network marketing industry before we got here, because this is really our first rodeo. You know, I did Amway when I was young, and I was the worst distributor they ever had. That's my record there. And but what has happened here that I think is different than most places that I know other people doing network marketing and doing pretty well, is that, you get in, you have a product, you have a juice, or you have this, or you have that, and you stack it in the garage because you're kind of front end loading that, and you're giving the bigger packages. And so people become garage qualified sometimes. And then after a while, people cancel those auto ships because they have too much in the garage or the basement, and the residual goes down. Well, you can't stack Jamaica in the garage. You can't put Hawaii in the garage. And so what has happened to us for 12 years is our residual's gone up and up and up. And retention wise, of everybody, this is for 12 years, of everybody that's ever been on our dream trips, we're retaining just under 90% of those people for 12 years now. And so our retention has been great. Our residual income's been incredible. And I got in this thing for residual income. If I just wanted to make upfront money, I would have kept doing anesthesia. I knew I could do that. I could make money over and over again, but I had to trade time for dollars. Here, that residual dollar is a way different dollar for me. So I don't know if you have anything to add to that, Jeff, but that's kind of my side of it.
Well, again, it's a classic example of how big travel is. I mean, if you look at all the thousands of internet marketing companies out there, network marketing companies, our product is their reward. So, if we can get somebody on a trip, they stay, and, maybe they do come in as just a customer, but here's what happens. They go on a trip. They have the best experience they've ever felt in their life. So they can't help but come back and share it with friends and family. So, you know, it's an unbelievable tool to not only have that, but now I want everybody to think the dining and entertainment piece, that we're not changing your buying habits. You're going to go eat. You're going to go spend that money. Why not go to partnered restaurants? And then the smart card on top of that, that ties that all in together. I mean, you're talking about $3 billion platforms stacked together. So, I mean, it's just, again, perfect timing, perfect place. And you have the ability tonight to have first movers advantage.
Yeah. Which brings me to another thing that I want to cover with you guys, and maybe you can help me. So does this, you guys, if 4% you guys are watching this right now, this hopefully makes sense to you, right? This is chicken scribbled here, but you know, I want to get the idea for you across to you. So for example, right, some of you guys here already have your World Ventures IDs, right? So you already signed up and all that stuff. So by the way, if you're going to be signing up, I would just recommend go for the platinum. Okay, go for the platinum. I'm going to show you here in a minute. Troy and Jeff, talk about this refer for and you don't have to pay no more concept. You just kind of is this?
Yeah, when we first started, we didn't have it, Vic. We, you know, and it was, everybody loved what we were doing, but kind of like companies, we're trying to figure out what could we do to make a referral program to make it even stronger. And so we came out with this idea: if you got 4, they'll waive your monthly fee and still put that money in the cloud for you that you could use, like you're putting it in there. And so what we saw, sales went through the roof and retention got better because people didn't want to leave if they had that money sitting there. And so it just became great. And it confuses some people because they're saying, well, if everybody's getting it for free, how you make any money on the back end? Well, just think about it. If you're getting yours for free, that means there's 4 that are paying. And then if those 4 get theirs for free, there's 16 that's paying. And so on and so on and so on. So it's just gotten bigger and better, and it's just helped everything across the board.
Yeah, I love it. So really what that means for our people here, for you guys is, and I'm going to talk a little bit about, I want to touch on the spillover effect and all that stuff in just a moment here, but I want to show you guys something here. Let me share my screen real quick and just to show you what's up. Okay, yeah, I'll talk about that. Okay, let's see here. Can you guys see my screen here? Troy, Jeff, you guys can see my screen, yeah?
Yes, Vic, we can see it. Yeah. Okay,
perfect. Okay, so you guys are in 4%. So check this out. All you have to do, okay, is if you refresh this video, I'm gonna walk you through a couple of things, okay? When you refresh this video, let me show you what that would look like. Or if you're watching this as a replay, there's going to be a button, somewhere on this page, okay? But let's say this is a webinar that we're just doing right now. Yeah. Okay, here's a button, okay? And all I have to do is just click this button. It will take me to the registration page. Now, let me walk you guys through what happens behind this button here, okay? Check this out. In the 4%, this is what we call the ecosystem, okay? A lot of you guys already know this. When you go to MSI, which stands for multiple streams of income, we're big believers in multiple streams of income, right? And this is just a demo account that I'm showing you on. So we've got ClickFunnels, we've got ClickMagick, GetResponse, Aweber, Udemy, Bluehost, okay, World Ventures. Okay, see this right here? This is where you would put your link, okay, your representative link for World Ventures, and just save it. That's all you have to do, okay? Now what happens is, okay, anybody, now let's say that they have, maybe they bought a product from the 4%, one of our core products or the challenge or anything, right? Your link now is being dynamically displayed to anybody and every one of your customers that has ever been introduced and signed up or purchased a product for the 4% through your affiliate link. You do not have to do anything extra or different. Okay, so we had this model. Working with previous systems that we did, and a lot of people succeeded big time. We took basically, with what we did, our team, we had the biggest team in virtually every single company that we did this with. Right now, the way this is set up is going to be like, at least 10 times bigger and more powerful. So what happens here is when you save that link, okay, when somebody clicks on the button below the video, okay, they'll be taken to a page similar to this one, Okay, I'm going to walk you guys through what to do here. Okay, select your country. Troy and Jeff, World Ventures is in about what, about 38 or 40 different countries right now?
We're in 35 right now, Vic.
35
countries.
Okay, so
right there. There they are. That's the flags right there. So there's 7 times 5. That's 35 there.
Okay, so you know, if my country is available here, I just select the country and click on continue. Now, what if my country is not available, you guys? What are the plans for the future expansion of the
Well, if you look at those flags right there, Vic, you're going to see something very interesting. There's not much in Central or South America. In fact, there's one, Colombia. And we just opened that up. So we're expanding. We're going to expand more of Asia, more of Europe. And the big play right now for us is Central and South America because we have nothing there. And quite frankly, if you're wondering why, guys, we've just grown so fast. We can't keep up with it. It'd be like imploding. We don't want to just go there and not be able to take care of what we got there. So it's like systematically. And so this has been a kind of a strategic move is we just said, okay, let's do Central and South America starting now. And so Colombia came on 2 or 3 weeks ago, or not a month ago at the most. So it just came on. So a lot of expansion coming this year. Got it. So more countries are being added. So for now, okay, if I see my country here, I'll just select the country, and here's what I would do, you guys. Okay, that's what I would recommend. So you'll be taken to a page, okay, where you select your products. Okay, so there is the Dream Trips membership, which is like the light version, I think. This is the gold. This is the platinum. Okay, you can pick whichever one that you want. My recommendation is go for the platinum. Go for the whole enchilada right away, and I'll tell you why. Okay, because that, Troy and Jeff, correct me if I'm right on this one. Okay, so it's $2.99 to get it started, right, and then $99 a month, or $3.99 plus $99 a month. Now, does this all go towards my points, or is there a percentage of that goes towards points? How does that work? Do I recoup all of it goes to your points? Okay,
so it's really a no-brainer, right? So if I invest $3.99 and plus $99, I basically can use those points later for bringing down my dream trip prices or hotel prices or anything like that. So I get that money back in points in rewards anyways.
Right.
Okay. That's why I would go for that one. And also, you guys, all right, if you have 4 people sign up under your link, okay, your $99 monthly will be waived, and you do not have to pay that, but you still accumulate that. The company will still deposit 100 points every month for you, okay, every month, as if you were paying. Now, the thing that really is exciting to me and what we're doing here with the 4% ecosystem is that if you're a promotional partner, it will be absolute no-brainer for you from a business strategical thinking, because I mean, for you to get 4 people to sign up, okay, if you commit, okay, to building, just going through the challenge and you're doing what the challenge teaches you to do, I think that, a 12-year-old with the system that we have here, and you guys know what's going on, you're going through the challenge, you know how that's built. I really honestly believe a 12 or 15-year-old could follow the challenge, right? And they could get 4 people to sign up indirectly without even talking about World Ventures, without doing a presentation, without any of that stuff. See what I'm saying? I'm going to talk about the spillover effect in just a minute here. Okay. But that's the product line. That's why I'm saying go for the platinum straight up, because you get the most bang for your money. You get the most benefits. And you'll just be positioned at the top. I mean, there is no higher, package than the platinum. Okay, and then you would just have to add the business, become a representative. Okay, if you want to participate in as a rep with World Ventures. Okay, now that's a total of $519. That's your one time, and you're pretty much done. Okay, after that, okay, your $99 will be waived with the 4 people. And your only out-of-pocket will be, as I understand, Troy and Jeff, is just $20 representative fee, which is non-commissioned.
You hit it just right, Vic. That's exactly right.
Okay. So what are we looking at, you guys? Okay. That's what you do. Okay. And if you go, if you want to go and get signed up and just go through the checkout process, very, very simple thing. Okay. I want to talk about the timing and the spillover effect that's about to happen here with the binary. Okay, so Jeff, if you guys can help me draw this out, maybe. Okay, because this is a totally different world than what a lot of our people, okay, understand. So let's say let's take, for example, well, let's how did I do this? Okay, let's say this is 4% right here. Okay, I have we have, there's a position in 4%. So let's say this is corporate. Okay, this is going to be a producing position for us. Okay, let's say you guys right now. Okay, let's say you guys that are watching this right now. Let's say this is going to be, let's pick somebody, Kevin. Okay, Kevin, just somebody from the chat here. Let's say this is going to be Gary. Okay, Gary. Okay, check this out. So what happens, you guys, is there is going to be a right and a leg, left and a right leg, right? So Troy, walk me through, or Jeff, walk me through the spillover effect that can potentially happen and why timing is important. Something like this.
So once Gary and Kevin get locked in, everything that 4% does now has to fall under those two guys. Now, let's say 4% brings Sally in. So now Sally's going to go either under Gary or Kevin, and so it would go on the other side, Vic. Go on down to the other side of Kevin, because it's always going to fall on the outside. That's what 4% is going to do. Always going to go out there. So now Kevin's going to benefit from Sally, and then if 4% brings in Tom, and you put in Tom, now Tom goes under Gary, for example. So let's put one under Gary on that right there. So now Gary benefits from Tom, and so on and so on. So everything that 4% brings in, the next one's going to go under Tom and Gary, and both Tom and Gary are going to benefit, and so on and so on and so on. And so that's the spillover effect. And so when we got in, realize we got in pretty early. We didn't catch a lot of spillover, but we created the spillover. We created a lot of spillover for our team, and that's why our team got so excited. Well, that's what's getting ready to happen right here, is we're getting ready. All of you are going to help create spillover for the people that come, and there's going to be excitement, momentum, and there'll be an explosion off of that. That's what happened to us, and that binary helps do that. And so, and that's where we earn our residual from.
So this is not like, you guys, we're not going to, I mean, depending when you're watching this or who you are, when you come in and all that stuff. Bottom line is this, right? You are watching this right now, right? And you have this is optional. Are we going to require people to do this? No, this is optional. But I mean, the product itself, I mean, I just came from a World Ventures event, and quite a few of our 4%ers were there, and you guys saw that for yourself. I mean, it's not something I do not want to hype this up. I do not want to like make it sound like, oh my goodness, we're going to be all like moving into this, into a different company and focus on a different company. No, we're doing what we're doing anyways. You know what I mean? But the product is so ridiculously crazy good, you guys. I was at the event, and we're sitting at the restaurant, and there was a lady, right, sitting next to us. And, there was myself and, a couple of our buddies. I know Paulo was there, and Alec, I think, Alex Zubarev was there with us as well. And we're like, talking to this lady, just like looked like a soccer mom, and we're like, hey, are you in World Ventures? She's like, yes, I am. And she's like, are you guys not in World Ventures? We're not. We're like, well, we're not reps yet. We're not members yet. We're thinking about possibly getting in. She's like, are you crazy? And she, she got all excited and stuff. We're like, well, tell us about it. How do you know? How do you like World Ventures? Are you, how long you been with World Ventures? She's like, let me tell you something. I was married, and my income was $90,000 a year, right, between myself and my husband. And we would travel one time a year. We would take one vacation a year. And I've got 3 kids, right? And I got divorced, and my income, a household income, went from $90,000 a year to $30,000 a year. And I got introduced to World Ventures. And let me tell you something. I got in with World Ventures, and on $30,000 household income that I now have, I get to travel 3 times a year, taking my kids with me, and I spend less. I can afford to travel more 3 times a year now on less income. That's why I'm in World Ventures. I'm like, that's pretty mind-blowing testimony right there. You know what I mean? That's why now I can see why there is a retention rate of like 90% customer retention rate. And this lady is so happy. She's not talking about money. She's not talking about how much money she's making or not making. She could care less about that. She's so jacked about her lifestyle that she is able to experience and give to her, you know, to her kids, right? Regardless of the income that she is earning, she gets to travel. Okay. And that got me thinking. I'm like, how difficult is that to sell? Right? So anybody coming into the 4%, it's an inherent, it's what people want. So that kind of solidified my, you know, my intention and solidified my decision. I'm like, dude, this is really, really helping people, right? And I challenged people, our 4%ers that were at the event. There was 10,000 people at this arena, and what were we, Orlando, I think. And I'm like, hey, you guys, I challenge you because I tested it for myself, right? I came there and I was not a representative. I was not a member of the World Ventures. I was just checking it out, right? Just like I told some of our, you know, people from 4%. I'm like, hey, you guys, let's just go check it out, see for ourselves. That's the best way to find out, okay? I'll tell you, in 14 years of being online and seeing a lot of products and seeing a lot of things, right? I have not seen a company where the culture of people is so tight together and so excited about a product, about what they do. I haven't heard nobody even talking about money, and people making money, man. I see this guy, you know, making 30,000 a month, and this guy is making 100,000 a month. And you know what? I'm like, hey, if there is one person can make $1 million in that company, I know anybody can do it. You know what I mean? So money becomes a cherry on top because we already got the money system over here. I mean, we've got an ecosystem that helps people make money. Okay, that's a given. But money with World Ventures is just a cherry on top. What people are excited and jacked about is the product, right? So when I'm looking at that, I'm like, you know what? We're going to be bringing people in, okay, on this position. Like for example, I'll give you guys a perfect example here. Okay, this will be, you know, I'm building the challenge. Okay, I'm also running with the win the challenge and all that stuff. And we're going to be introducing people to World Ventures, you know, in the challenge in due time and all that stuff, right? Let's say if you are, let's say this is my position here. Okay, I can only have like 2 people, one on the left and one on the right. That's it. That's pretty much it, right? So anybody, imagine this: anybody that I bring in, that have to fall under one of you. Okay, under one of you. If Kevin's got his 2 positions, okay, you know, and I keep bringing people on, they're going to be falling and they're going to be creating a spillover, right? Effect like that. Well, not, it's going to always go to the left side, right? Mary, John, and so forth, right? Now, what happens here is for Kevin, my position here, just a spillover effect, it basically takes care of about 50% of his work for him. Is that right, you guys? Jeff and Troy?
With somebody like you, Vic, I'd say yes. You know, we don't usually say that to most people because we want them to know there's 2 sides they're going to build. But with this is such a unique opportunity, what you're doing with this 4% deal, that I got to believe, yes, that for a lot of these people, they're going to have 50%, close to 50% of this already done. That's why positioning is so important here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happens now? Now Kevin can go out there and he can advertise, right? Now and anybody that he brings in, okay, guess what? He's got his 2 filled in right here, right? When he brings somebody in, they'll be falling underneath his team, and so it's a you know, it's a binary. And we can, you know, I don't want to, you know, get too deep into the compensation plan, but Troy and Jeff, maybe you guys can talk about what's the potential of some residual here, because what's happening here is with 90% retention on the customer side, you have residual that you won't be able to stop even if you wanted to, because it's people telling people that tell people that somebody came into the one funnel or from another funnel, 4% ecosystem or World Ventures directly under you, and your team can grow by itself exponentially, and then you benefit on the entire organization, or does it cut off? Can you guys touch up on that a little bit?
It's the entire organization. So it doesn't matter if I bring them in or somebody else on the team brings them in, or somebody above me brings them in, like you brought them in above some of those people, Vic, they get to override that in residual. And so, and it doesn't matter how deep it goes, there's levels in the company, different levels that you hit, and those levels will cap the amount of residual you can earn. So every time you get to that next level, it opens up a bigger cap for residual. So it just keeps getting bigger and bigger as you go. And, you know, I'll just say it again, and I'm not here to try to impress people with income or anything. I'm just going to give you the real deal. Jeff and I have made 7 figures every year for the last 10 years or so. And most of that is residual income that's earned that way.
You guys travel the world, you go on free vacations, they pay for your cars,
they pay for our cars, they pay for our house, they pay for 175 vacations the last, 10 years. But I hope everybody's listening and catching that timing is significant, because the binary, as you can see, does create a tremendous fear of urgency and, a sense of loss, because you never know who that next person we're going to drop in under you that can run this thing thousands of people deep. So, again, this is the first webinar we've done of this kind. So guess what? You do have first movers advantage tonight.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm sorry, Jeff, Troy.
I was just going to say this, Vic, and because I'm getting excited as you're talking here. I mean, Jeff and I have done this for 12 years, and we've had, by most people's standards, a pretty big success here. We've done pretty well. We've had hundreds of thousands of people come on our team, and I'm just being honest with you. I see so much potential with what you guys are doing here, the way you're running it, and what could happen here. If I was seeing this for the first time right now, I know I would be pretty excited jumping in, because just Jeff said it, it's first movers advantage. This is the first webinar you're doing, and man, this is getting ready to explode. I can just see it. I've done this. And
understand with the internet, guys, y'all are in a whole nother world that, again, we're going to learn and try to understand. But you guys understand it. You understand the systems. You understand the funnels. So you can get to the masses quickly. So you want to talk about really moving the ticker fast in a platform that, again, is $1 billion company that's established. Everything's in place. It's teed up like I've never seen for somebody like you guys to come in and crush this thing. And we just come in to help with anything that we can help with to advance that network you've created.
Yeah. So what we got, you guys, is we have this alliance with the most dominant company in travel space, which is a multi-trillion. I think it's like a $3 trillion a year industry or something like that.
Not to interrupt you, Vic. 8.
All right. Better. 8.
Yes, sir.
Trillion with a T, with a big T, right? $8 trillion a year industry. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Now, what we're doing is World Ventures is the leader for what they're doing in that space. Okay, there's like Expedia and all these things, but these guys are like Costco and Sam's Club of travel. Okay, so we're directly connecting into their ecosystem, like I already said. That's incredible opportunity for anybody, especially now, especially as we're the first people to take that company online. They don't have online, funnels. They don't do business online. They did $1 billion completely offline. We are going to be their engine on the internet through the 4%. There is nobody else right now that does it. Okay, we're going to be that engine for this $1 billion company. We're going to take them and we're just going to multiply their effectiveness on the internet, doing what we do best. Okay. Thing number 2 is Jeff and Troy. Okay. They're top producers in World Ventures, and they are our upline. Okay. So we have direct access to literally the cream of the crop. Okay. So realize the opportunity that you have here. Okay. We're all merging together as a, there is no business, it's not a merger as far as like a company's merging together or anything like that. This is basically a relationship to where it's endorsement relationship, right? But the way it comes together is through the ecosystems. They have an ecosystem, we have an ecosystem, and so we will always have control for driving our vision forward. Okay, whatever makes sense to help our people get what it is that our vision is, but this complements the bigger picture, and it's a win-win-win. It's impossible to lose situation, right? So what happens is, as you go out there and if you promote any one of the products from the 4%, eventually we're going to have direct funnels for World Ventures that you guys can run traffic to. And guess what? We don't even have to run those as business opportunities. Paul and I were just talking about it today, and Vlad here at the office. We're like, like business opportunity space is so small in compared to, to the world. It's like, it's just a tiny little pond of people looking for biz up, and you have regulators, you got FTCs, you've got SEC, and everybody is like regulating because these guys are doing crazy things that they shouldn't be doing, right? It's like blind leading the blind. What we have going here, okay, is we're taking care of through the products of the 4%. We're teaching entrepreneurs how to become independent, how to build their home on the internet, how to become great at what they do, which is marketing, right? Now, then we have this industry here that's an $8 trillion industry, travel. These guys could care less about opportunity. We're bringing them and we're merging with this industry together with the 4%, okay? This opens up an opportunity that is unfathomable to any one of us individually. You will not understand it until you actually experience it. And when you run it, okay, you tap into this world right here, it creates stability. It's people tell people you might sign up 10 people on your team or 20 people on your team total. Those 20 people can turn into 2 million people just because of the product and the ecosystem and the fly card and restaurants and everything that they have in their ecosystem. And guess what? You benefit on the entire thing. Okay. You don't have to do much. You just focus on improving you. Okay. So again, with the 4% there, what's the 4%? Well, it's an identifier. It's being a 4%er in all the important key areas of life. It's your marketing, finances, right? Recreation, why not? Health and fitness, all that stuff. So we're bringing all these ecosystems together to create something, you guys, that has never been done before. So I'm really excited. Hope you guys are getting the picture. If it's a little, outside of your comprehension right now, let me tell you something. You don't have to understand how the, electricity works to flip on the switch and enjoy the benefits of light in your room. You know what I mean? Same thing here. Just trust the process. Just understand that what we're building here is something that's phenomenal, that has never been done before. Right now, what I'd like to do is I'd like to open up for any questions. If you guys have any questions about anything that we have covered. Somebody's asking about this whole trifecta stuff, and maybe Jeff, Troy, maybe you guys can talk about it. I know it's not for everybody, but we can maybe have another separate webinar for leaders.
Yeah, we could probably do something separate if we wanted to do that. I don't want to confuse a lot of people, but in our compensation plan, you can have multiple centers if you want. We never talk about that we do belly to belly and from the stage we never get up in front of the people and say buy 3 centers. But there's people like Vic that said right away, hey, how do I maximize this? What do I do? And so we had him buy his top center and the one on the left and one on the right. And you can do that as long as you have a social security number, like your wife, that you can use a separate social or an EIN number of a business. You just got to have different numbers. That's it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So somebody is asking about the waiving of the registration fee. What happened to that? So you guys, Abdulrazak, that's an answer to your question here. That's Empower Network side of things. It creates some things that I'm like, we're not going to deal with it. We're just going to keep it black and white, you guys. We're going to do our own way. Whatever Empower Network, we have nothing to do with Empower Network. We have nothing to do with David Wood, really. We have our own thing going, and we're doing what we know to do best, which is taking care of our people. And so we're going to come in from the front door. I came in from the front door. I never ever get comped for anything. Troy and Jeff, you guys attest to that.
Right.
I pay for my positions. And so, and we're going to lead by example. And
I actually watched Vic pay for I watched him do it online on a webinar like this.
Yeah. So we're just going to do the 4% way, you guys. We're going to lead with moral authority and invisible power, and all you have to do is just refer 4 people, and it can happen through it can happen through the, I don't know if it's going to be I don't think it's going to be possible with the spillover effect. It has to be personals, right, you guys?
Yes, you have to have 4 personals to waive your fees.
Got it. 4 personals.
Yes.
So here's what's going to
They're
happen.
going to create spillover too, Vic. You're going to create spillover, but when they waive their fees, they're going to create spillover for other people.
Correct.
See the power?
So what happens is you have as soon as you sign yourself up, you have your representative link with the World Ventures. Save it inside of the membership of the 4% MSI area. Save it, and that's all you have to do. Anybody that gets introduced to you or to the 4% through your funnels or any of the products, that link is your personal link. You get 4 people signed up, you don't pay your monthlies. That's it, but you still get the benefit of it. Very simple. I think what's going to happen, you guys, is we will be. I don't think, I know we will be the #1 driving engine on the internet for World Ventures. And I am not looking for anything. I'm going to go on the record and say this, you guys. We have to be very, very compliant. Let's not talk about money. Let's not talk about income. We don't have to. And that's the beauty of this thing. You see what I'm saying? World Ventures don't play with compliance bending of the rules. Okay, so you don't have to bend the rules. You don't have to go out there and make crazy claims or even talk about it. Just go through the challenge. That's all you have to do right now. If you're going through the 4% challenge, just follow the challenge, period. That's it. You don't have to deviate. You don't have to learn, how do I do this? Let the system, that's why we create systems. That's why McDonald's can be run by a 12-year-old, okay, or a 16-year-old, because its system's working. We've got the best system inside the 4% that will do all the explaining, that will do all the presenting, answering questions, introduce. You don't even have to lift a finger when it comes to these residual ecosystem, parts of the bigger picture. See what I'm saying? Like, we have some of the other things, like, for example, ClickFunnels. You don't have to sell ClickFunnels. We've got some people that are making really, really big bucks from ClickFunnels. They never spend a dime promoting that company. It's all through the ecosystem of the 4%. Guess what? World Ventures will be the same. Okay. I'm not looking for a short-term gig here, you guys. Okay. This is our legacy project. Together, what we're building here is much bigger than any one of us individually. Okay. Much bigger. We've got a vision here. We're onto something that's solid. We're not here, to be a flash in the pan type success or create a big splash and then vanish 6 months into the, down the road or 3 years down the road. Let's preserve an opportunity. Let's preserve the vision for all of us together. This will grow into millions and millions and millions of people. You watching right now, okay, imagine it's about this big of a group compared to where it's going to be, okay? This group right now, as we grow bigger in 4%, we'll have 1 million and 2 million and more people here in the 4%, okay, through what we're doing by default, okay? You're here now. If you resonate with this is optional, but if you do, okay, lock in your position and just continue to do what you've been doing anyhow. You don't do anything different, anything extra. As we grow, okay, your spillover, I'm telling you, system is going to work unlike anything else that's in existence out there. You will be able to build your business with World Ventures indirectly. And then before you know it, you might look back and you might be like, dude, where did that happen? Hey, Vlad was a perfect example. Vlad, you want to come here for a sec? So here, it's my little cousin over here. So here's, what did you tell me today, man? You came in and you're like, dude, how many people you got in spillover?
I got about 39 right now.
You got about 39 people.
Yeah.
Right. In like a day?
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. And he's like, where do these people come from? I'm like, dude, it's a spillover. Right. So he's got 39 people. If he just, gets 4 personals, he doesn't have to pay. And like 50% of his work is already done. This is something I don't even have to sell. Thank you, man. All right. So what do? Okay. Refresh the page. If you're on a live webinar right now, okay, you can refresh the page. You will see a button right below this page. Just follow the instructions. I suggest you go for platinum if you can. And that's it. It's
make sure they hit the rep too, Vic. If they want to make money, they need to make sure and hit the rep too. So platinum and the rep would be, it'll show it at $519.92, and then $119.92 monthly.
Yep. So here's what we'll do. Within about a week, you guys, okay, within a week, we will have an official presentation, okay, let me show you something. I'm going to talk to you guys right now and show you something that's temporary for right now, okay, because you guys are on live webinar. So if I go to the 4%, now check this out. See this? we have in our marketplace, okay, we have this fun and lifestyle category we just added. See this? Guess what this will be? Okay, this will be World Ventures. Okay, so on this page, okay, on this page here, my internet is a little bit slower because I'm streaming. So on this page, within about a week or so, okay, we will have an official presentation that will, you know, talk about World Ventures, the whole ecosystem, a lot of the stuff that we talked about. It'll be a lot more condensed. It'll be a lot more, you know, polished up, and it'll be several videos here that people will be able to watch and join World Ventures as a you know, as a customer or as a representative, right? And we're gonna push. Our expectation is gonna be platinum. Okay, it's $100 a month, man. It's affordable by anybody. Plus, you know, all that goes to towards your points anyway, so you're not really out of pocket that much. You know, you're really not out of pocket at all. Now, if you get your spot locked in right now, you guys are watching this live. Okay, get your spot locked in. You save your World Ventures link inside the MSIs here, like I showed you a minute ago. Okay, when we open this up, okay, and you have people being introduced to World Ventures 3 months down the road, 2 days down the road when this opens up, a year down the road, it doesn't matter. You just chug along, follow the challenge, right? You do what you're doing anyways. Your people, when they get introduced, they will be coming in through your direct link. It's not a spillover anymore. It's your directs. See what I'm saying? What that means is your directs. Are we like done with the live stream, or did it just kick me out? Okay, with your directs, okay, they'll go straight into your downline and build your downline. Hold on a sec here. Paul, can you tell me if we're still live on this one, or did it kick us out? Okay, can we introduce people via the link even if they are not with the 4%? Jesse, as long as you are in the 4%, okay, as long as you're in the 4% group, we will have our own exclusive funnels that you'll have funnels directly for World Ventures that you can promote, okay, for product. We'll have like an automated webinar you can send people to that will be ran through your replicated site. Okay, so yes, you will be able to do that, and we're going to work together with, you know, I'll work together with Troy and Jeff and put together something that's really that's fresh, it's new. It covers all the important points that we need to cover, and so that's coming up.
So if somebody signed up, where did they get the link? What link did they put in MSI?
Okay, when you guys sign up, yeah. What link? Okay, are we?
They're probably thinking about their URL, Vic.
Yeah.
And they get to choose that URL. It'll be whatever name they want. .worldventures.biz.
Okay, so I'll go check out here. It takes me here. All right. Once I put in my you know, individual company information, my name, all that stuff. This is where you guys will select and come up with your domain. Okay, so this will be like your little username. Or your domain prefix, right? So you can say, you know, Vic 4%. Check if it's available. Boom, it's available. So I can register with that, and then that becomes my link. It will be that times that.worldventures.biz. Okay, but you will be able to see your link once you log into your World Ventures back office. You'll be able to find your link there. And then you'll be able to save that link inside the MSI, and that's all you have to do, people. That's it. That's it. So basically, just save it there. I mean, if you're building with the 4%, this should really be a no-brainer for you guys. You can do it whenever you're comfortable doing this. I'm not trying, like, this is, please understand, this is, like, we don't have to do this. And I was not looking to introduce anything that would deviate or take our attention away from our main vision and what we're really doing here with the 4%. But because this is a complete no-brainer for what we do, it complements what we do, right? And it helps people, it saves people money. It's a complete no-brainer. And all you would have to do, especially if you are a promotional partner with us, especially if you're a promotional partner, I would absolutely go for it, you guys, because you just save your link, you're good to go. And then you just continue doing what you're doing anyways, you know? All right, looking at questions here. Jeff and Troy, some people were asking earlier, I saw, do they earn money in the form of reward points, or do they actually, is there an actual compensation plan where people actually earn real dollars? Can you
yeah. Well, there better be real dollars, right? Yeah, so we earn both. So we earn some points that we showed you, but when I say that we earn a 7-figure residual income, that's real cash, that's real dollars that you can take it in your account, you can get a physical check, you can do it however you want to receive it. You get to pick how you want to receive that payment.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's see other questions. The button is not showing up. If you guys are on a live webinar right now, just refresh, just click refresh, and the button will show up right below this video. Just click that button and you can get yourself signed up. Okay. Let's see other questions. All right. So if the country is not opened up, you guys, if your country is not available right now, there is nothing I can do, nothing Jeff or Troy can do at the moment. When your country becomes available, you'll be able to get in.
Vic, what countries is there any specific countries they're asking about? Because we can kind of, just in case it's somewhere we know we're coming pretty quick.
Yeah. Let's see. Only Vancouver or Ontario. Let me take a look at some. Let's see. Okay, if you guys want to throw your country in, I just see a couple of questions about countries, but I'm not picking up only one individual country that you guys are questioning here. So which country? UK only has gold option available. Is that true?
Jeff, do you know that for sure? You were just doing something in the UK today.
I don't know that to be absolutely true, Vic, but I do know the UK has a different system that you have to sign up for 14 days. You sign up with just a rep, and then 14 days later, you come in with the product.
Okay, got it. Brazil, Dubai, Pakistan, United Arab, Panama, Bermuda, Cambodia. Dude, we got like.
So Brazil is coming, and there's actually people in Brazil right now. We're not officially open there, but we're real close. They're one of the next South American countries that we're bringing on. Panama's real close as well. I know Japan's real close. Jeff, what are a couple others that we know for sure?
Philippines.
Philippines is real close.
And Indonesia.
Indonesia, yeah. Those are real close, and the rest are coming. I mean, they're coming.
Okay. Yeah, somebody says that UK has platinum too. So Aruba, you guys, the countries are coming, right?
For sure.
What I've learned for myself, and this was a big eye opener for me, is that how World Ventures is structured. I met the owners, Dan and Wayne. By the way, I'll bring them on to the 4%. You guys, we have a really tight relationship that we're building here. Again, I'm thinking long term. I'm not thinking a quick money maker here gig. This is a long term. This is product driven first. Okay. Residual income. Eventually, I think if you do it right, if you play your cards right, okay, residual income can be your ultimate MSI here, because once you have people, your team is going to grow naturally by default, potentially even virally. You'll benefit on the entire thing. So there's going to be a day to where some of you guys will turn back and you'll be like, dude, I'm at 50K a month, I'm at 100K a month, and I don't even know how I got here. But it's like most of it is residual. It just shows up. So you're doing the work. Think about it like this. If you're going to do the work anyhow, okay, what are the levers? How do you go about it doing the smart way to where if I'm doing something today, I can systemize it. And if I'm going to do something tomorrow, what I did today could be replicated through systems. So eventually I can take myself out from the equation and my systems work and my income grows and I'm enjoying. I mean, that's kind of what we have going on here in the 4%, you know? What is a spillover effect? Frank, the spillover effect is this. You guys have probably the best possible position to get in as representatives right now, because you're the first ones hearing about this idea as we're integrating into the 4%. Again, as people coming into the 4%, we can only have one on the right, one on the left. That's it. even if somebody comes into the house and get coded to the house, they cannot. They'll have to fall underneath one of you. Okay, so it builds your outer leg, by default. I mean, this is really that simple. So what we'll do is we'll have like a more detailed compensation plan explanation later on. It's not the, we don't want to spend another hour here talking about that kind of stuff. I'll tell you this though, once I promoted the company and I came in, they had like 200,000 representatives or 200,000 affiliates. Some of you guys know, I did not understand the compensation plan at all. It was complicated. I honestly did not even understand it. And I had no clue how their comp plan actually worked until I made like $3 million. They paid me $3 million. I had no idea how I got paid the money. But here's what I'm looking at. If somebody can make money, guarantee you we can make money. Guarantee it. How that money is going to come? Dude, I don't know. I don't need to know how the electricity works, and how the computer motherboards work for me to be able to push the buttons and do what I need to do on the computer. You see what I'm saying? But we will talk about the compensation plan. We will talk about binary so much that people understand it. For those of you guys that really want to know the details. Okay. Looking for questions here. Looking for questions. I'm so mad. I will be getting in World Ventures in 2 weeks. Devon is saying. So Devon wants to get in now, but he's like, for whatever reason, he can in for 2 weeks, and he's like pissed he cannot join now. Okay, Devon, your time will come, brother. Just do what you can. How do you activate the left leg? Okay, how do you activate the left leg? Mike Bass is asking.
Is he already in and has his right leg going? Is that?
I would assume he is in.
If he's in, understand your first 4 will go to the common team leg, and then it'll automatically unlock your inside leg.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys, here's what I'm doing. We're gonna go ahead and close this off. Jeff and Troy, you guys, thank you so much. For your time. You've been here with us for over 2 hours now. Appreciate that. That speaks volumes, and your dedication in helping.
Absolutely. We're here for you guys, and whatever we can do to help.
We're excited about this merge right here of us together.
Yeah, so I'll let you guys go. For the rest of you guys here listening and watching this webinar, here's what I'll tell you. If you do not understand something, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You understand travel? Do you want to travel? Are you going to travel? Do you like to travel? Do you like to save money and travel? Yes, 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 or yes. Of course, yes, right? Who would say no? If you could travel, would you travel? Of course. It's a no-brainer. It's not something you have to convince somebody to do. It's not something like you have to buy this coffee or this bean because it's like special. Everybody wants to travel. If we can travel and save money and have better experiences, it's a yes and yes and yes, right? As far as everything else, understand this. We're bringing it into the ecosystem. You do not necessarily have to understand all the ins and outs of the comp plan or whatever the case is in order to benefit from it, okay? If you like what you have seen today for the last 2 hours or however long we've been going on here, you guys, this is our first introduction. Okay, we will have officially within a week we'll officially bring this into the 4%. If I were you, if you want to, if you don't want to, totally fine. But if you want to, I would get yourself locked in now. Okay. Save your MSI. This way, when we bring it into the 4% officially in a more polished way, okay, people can start flowing through your link. If you don't, that's totally fine. They'll just fall under somebody else. That's like, this is optional. Please don't think like you have to do this and you have to sell, your car to do this. Like, do what you can. That's our model. And I will never, ever convince anybody to do anything that they cannot do or don't want to do. Or, at the end of the day, you know yourself better than anybody else. Hopefully you understand or have at least a bigger picture of the ecosystem of what really is going on here with the 4%, how these things are coming together. What do you focus on? Go through the challenge. That's why we have the 4% challenge. That's your central path. That's it. We made it so simple. Okay. My 12-year-old son can do it. I kid you not. Okay. It's really, really simple. Follow the challenge. It will show you what to do, when to do it. Just follow the path. That's it. You'll become great entrepreneur. You'll become incredible marketer. You'll become somebody who is very, very powerful, and you will understand how to promote anything you touch and turn it to gold. Okay, I guarantee you that. Stick to the challenge. Simple, easy, impossible to get lost or impossible to fail if you really follow it. All of these things that we're tagging on, there's are bells and whistles. If you are a bigger thinker, if you want to, align yourself with those things, go ahead and align yourself, but still focus on the challenge. This way you benefit. You do the work anyhow, but you might, do you want to get paid once, or do you want to get paid from this source and this source and this source and this source for the same amount of work, for the same amount of effort, for the same thing that you're doing anyhow? Okay. Average millionaire has 7 income streams. Why are we building the ecosystem here? Because we want people to become independent entrepreneurs. Independent entrepreneurs are people that can go out there and create $1 million a year, become true millionaires. Because guess what? $1 million is not that much money. It really not. Once you're there, you buy a toy or two, and you pay Uncle Sam a little bit here and there, and you take your family on a nicer vacation. Maybe you fly private once or twice, and you're like, dude, where did the money go, man? Right? Of course, don't forget to save some of that money too. But I'm telling you, what we're doing here is very special, you guys. We don't need to talk about or make claims that, to try to attract people on the opportunity side of things. Our focus is simple. Create the good life that you want. Okay? Learn how to become valuable in what you do. Everything else will fall into place. Simple. Okay? Luna says, love everything about travel. What company was David Wood with? He was with Empower Network. That's no longer around. Everybody's pumped. Okay. All right, everybody. So go ahead and get yourself locked in if you resonate with this. If you're going to do it like ASAP, because we're going to be rolling this out officially. We already have a place for it, as I showed you in the 4% fun and lifestyle category. And you want to have your link saved so that whether for the spillover, directs, or whatever, right? Have your stuff saved in the MSI section. You guys, appreciate you. You already know that I love you. We're building this together. We're going to go and do something that has never been done before in this industry. Everybody who is an entrepreneurial minded will want to be part of what we do here. Just watch. The coolest thing is you're the nucleus of this idea and this expansion. We're the nucleus, you guys. We're going to expand it into millions and millions of people around the world. We're going to do it together. I appreciate you. God bless. Be awesome. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.